What a finish. Double 16.
18, he loves it here, and that is why. Where's that come from? Where has it come from? Good evening and welcome to the party in Portsmouth for finals night here at the Modus Super Series at the end of what has already been a really exciting week of action. And joining me to talk you through the finals, Paul Nicholson, who has been here all week, Trina Gulliver joining us for the finals. Before we get into tonight, Trina, just wanted to ask you about last weekend. Played in the World Seniors, great 160 checkout in there. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, it was great. Really enjoyed it. And yeah, like you say, a nice 160, came at the right time as well. And yeah, great weekend.
Yeah, great darts from Trina. Great darts this week at the Super Series, Paul.
What a great spectacle. I think a lot of people can stand up this weekend, be very proud of their efforts. Half the field are here, half aren't, but a lot of the people that have gone home, they have pushed the others to doing some special things, and we finished with what has to be considered the best Friday session we've ever had. And tonight, we're all pumped up because of last night, and I've got no idea what's going to come next.
Well, without further ado, let's take a look at the Super Six at the Super Series. From Portsmouth, Virginia, a trip to Portsmouth, UK has proved comfortable for STOWE BUNTZ, the Group A winner, hoping to illuminate the live lounge this evening. This one's for Africa. Devon Petersen's pioneering pursuits could include another inspirational chapter if he takes the title tonight. Speaking of inspirations, Noa-Lynn van Leuven continues to fight through adversity and let her darts do the talking. Can she make history this week? Paul Hogan won his week in the last series. Can Crocodile Dundee make a snappy return to Champions Week? Thomas Lovely played, well, lovely in his Group C campaign. Can he avoid the Lonely Darts Club and find his perfect match tonight? And Ricky King made an immediate impact on his Super Series debut. Will King be crowned at the end of the evening? Yes, they are the players in action. And we'll start, Paul, with STOWE BUNTZ, who really did light up this place. I'm sure he'll do that again tonight in front of an audience. What did you make of his campaign in Group A?
First of all, it was just really great to have him here. When we were looking at the new players for week 5, he was shining off that page because someone who has done great things in the last 12 months, we've waited a long time to get him here and he did not disappoint. Maybe he would admit that he disappointed in his first game of the week, but since then, changed the flights, changed the outlook, and his relaxed nature this week has been incredibly infectious, but winning Group A was not a surprise.
To do that on debut as well, Trin, I mean, you've played on this stage a few times. To come up here for the first time and have that big an impact, how impressive is that?
Yeah, it is very, very good. And, you know, it's not easy when it's your first time and everything. You're getting used to the surroundings and everything and the lighting and everything. So it's, yeah, it's great performance for his first time.
Yeah, it really was. Top that table. We'll take a look at that now, Paul. But it was a close run thing in the end, wasn't it? He had it done with a game to spare, but one result goes the other way, and it could have been Noa-Lynn van Leuven who was
very
through. Much
so, because the game that STOWE had with Noa-Lynn on Wednesday, that was the best game of the entire group. And bearing in mind, there are 45 games in Group A. We waited until round 3 on Wednesday for a real showstopper of a match. And Noa-Lynn played amazingly well, but STOWE lifted it. And boy, did he need it at the time. And it just so happened that he did win with a game to spare, but the lows were low, the highs were really sky high, and he's told us on Wednesday that he didn't even play that well. So what can he do tonight? Yeah,
well, he had his feet up Thursday, Friday, but we had some action here. Let's start with Group C, and Thomas Lovely, probably one of the players to get through in the most comfortable fashion.
Yeah, in a very uncomfortable week. He was pushed, but he looked more comfortable than ever in this place. He's been doing great stuff on the Challenge Tour, and he's been doing great stuff away from, say, the Challenge Tour and other ranked arenas. Just going in the right direction, getting great experience, and he's approaching a point where we can expect him to do something big.
Ricky King got through as well. Trina, I think Ricky's got a few fans in the audience tonight. How big a help could that be?
I think it'll be a massive help. There's nothing like having a home crowd and that buzz behind you, so I think that'll be a big factor for him tonight.
Certainly could be. How impressed were you with him on what was his debut this week?
What was not to be impressed about? First game average is 99. He's 4 out of 4 in the doubles, and we thought, okay, Ricky's here then. And even though he tailed off a little bit after that, I think he got used to the discipline really quickly. So coming into tonight, he will feel more comfortable than a group scenario, in my opinion. It'll feel like knockout, and that's something that he's been playing more of the last 3 years.
Well, that wraps up Groups A and C, but Group B was something quite incredible. And last night was one of the most dramatic nights we've ever had here at the Modus Super Series. Well, the first twist came when Justin Hood, who endured a disappointing first night, won his first 2 matches to join the race. Unbeaten on Thursday, Paul Hogan needed just 1 win on Friday night, but surrendered a 3-0 lead to lose to Noa-Lynn van Leuven. Her night took a turn when Petersen powered to a 4-0 success, meaning just 2 points separated the 4 contenders. Hogan found himself at qualification point again, but over the evening would miss 10 darts to secure his Saturday spot. He eliminated Terry Nash, relishing the role of spoiler. Van Leuven then won a crucial contest against Hood, which put her fate in her hands and left Happy Feet skating on thin ice, and everyone frantically trying to work out what they needed to do. Game 18 of 20, and finally we had our first qualifier. Not that she knew it.
Even when Noa-Lynn obviously lost the game, we knew that she was through because you guys were kind of keeping us updated. But
Devon, Petersen and Paul Hogan then played a climactic curtain closer, with Petersen needing a win and Hogan needing a leg to go through.
so I knew that going in there, Paul was kind of dejected. If I just play my best and I have the throw as well, I have a chance to win, and that's all I needed.
Of course, the game reached 3-0, so 3 players, Hogan, Hood and Petersen, all had their hopes pinned on a single leg. And a couple of darts were missed to send Hogan home and Hood through.
Paul Hogan didn't even know he got through because he needed 1 leg,
But he would get that leg to all but end Hood's hopes. Hogan through but resigned to being out, and Hood hoping Hogan can turn it around and put Petersen out instead.
if I lost, I would have been out.
Hood would be the one to go as Petersen prevailed on an extraordinary evening.
But you know that everybody wants to win, and that's what the Modus is, because it's not just a walk in the park. When you win the Modus series, it's one of those trophies you want to have on your mantle.
Yes, that was such a dramatic night. Paul Nicholson was here. Let's just look how the table ended up first of all, Paul. And, well, Justin Hood on 8 points is going to feel unfortunate to have missed out, but I think anybody would have felt unlucky to have missed out of those 4.
Yeah, very much so. Justin played really well on Friday. Just got a slow start on Thursday, and he paid the price for that. And I think the game against Noa-Lynn as well, that cost him because he lost 4-0. But there are so many times that we can say, I could have done this, I could have done that. Over the course of the group, numbers don't lie. You either hit those doubles or you don't. This is a very fair sport. But there was a point in the group last night where I felt like Ed Helms in The Hangover. What is going on? It was crazy stuff. And I went back to my place last night thinking, I need to lie down. I'm glad this wasn't Group C. It was, without a shadow of a doubt, no doubt in my mind at all, the best group we've ever seen. And we've seen close calls before, but that was something else.
Trina, the format, it's not just about what you do on one night, it's about what you do over both nights. But for Paul Hogan, he won every match on Thursday, then lost every match on Friday. Where will his head be at tonight?
Well, he'll I don't think he knows himself at the moment, but he'll be wanting to start off well, obviously. And but it's a bit of a swerve ball, that, because winning on the 4-0 and then losing 4, it's a big change.
Yeah, and then just throw into the mix that he actually did win his week in the last series, so he's got a positive memory of playing in front of an audience on a Saturday.
Which almost says what Trina has just confirmed. He probably won't know where his head is tonight. He'll feel good about being here on a Saturday once again, but fresh off last night, which, let's not forget, was in the early hours of today. Wasn't that long ago. It's very fresh. So it'll be really interesting to see what he does in his first game. Well, I've asked Trina to play mind reader. I'm going to ask you the same question. In terms of Devon Petersen this time, in that last match, he could have either won the group, which he did, or he would have been out. Obviously, he's going to be relieved and very happy to be here, but what a roller coaster of emotions. If anybody is going to benefit from that situation, it's going to be Devon, because he's on a process of discovery. Where's he at? And this is a very bright, where am I at right now? If Devon Petersen was a stock on Wednesday, you'd buy it. And you'd be profitable over the next 2 days. Just a question if there's more profit tonight. Devon is doing good things. He's thinking about things the right way, and he's going to revel in front of this crowd. He always does. And Trina, the other player to get through, Noa-Lynn van Leuven's done some good stuff on the women's series, won a challenge to a second time now through to a finals night here in as many attempts. She must be feeling pretty confident as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think the odds are 7-1 on her, and that's quite a good, I think that there's a lot to come from her tonight, and I think she'll be, well, not surprising to me, but I think that she'll surprise a few people. And Paul, the opposite to what we just said about Paul, she didn't get through. In fact, it was Terry Nash who beat her at the finals night last time. He hasn't made it through this time. Sometimes people have a score to settle when they return. Unquestionably. You look at some people who have had the near miss, the first thing they want to do the next day is, when can I come back? And let's face it, I've said this is a very fair sport, but it can be evil as well. You can be that close to winning a title. You could be that close inside a double. We've seen people sitting on 8 points on this stage to win a series, to watch somebody else hit a 1-2-1 on the bullseye. This sport is thrilling when it's the right time and the right place, and this is always the right place. But as for tonight, there's a buzz about this place because of last night, and I have no idea what's coming next, and that's the best thing about it. Well, let's get on to tonight then. Here are the groups that the players have been split into. STOWE BUNTZ, Noa-Lynn van Leuven and Ricky King in one, Devon Petersen, Thomas Lovely and Paul Hogan in the other. Trina, which group would you rather be in, if that's a fair question? Neither of them. Well, I would. I'd love to be playing on this stage again, but they're both tremendous groups, and there's nothing to pick from them. Is there one group where whoever gets through is going to be more battle hardened? No, I don't think so. I think we've got a nice even split this week. We've got 2 players in Devon and Noa-Lynn who have played 2 groups this week. Everybody else has played 1. So there's a lot to call out tonight. When we're sitting in commentary, Trina and I, we've got a lot of fat to chew. But to say that STOWE BUNTZ might be the favourite tonight, it's speculative, because everybody's done something good this week. Well, the bookies have gone with STOWE BUNTZ as the favourite to win this evening. He's 15-8. Thomas Lovely 4-1. Paul Hogan 9-2. Noa-Lynn van Leuven, as Trina said, the outsider, but we have seen some outsiders do well this week. In particular, Ricky King has started Group C as the outsider. Ricky King was 18-1 to win Group C. I know he didn't win it in the end, but that was absurd. Now it looks borderline stupid that it was 18-1. He looked really strong at times. Noa-Lynn as the outsider, I don't get that. I think Hogan is the outsider because of what's happened yesterday. But that's fresh information. Time will tell to see what the odds are actually like to reality. I just want to ask you, Trina, STOWE BUNTZ told us on Wednesday when he got through he would not be throwing a dart between then and now. What do you make of that approach rather than practice? Well, I think, I don't know really. I think that can kick you in the teeth really. If you're out of that practice, it's sometimes good to have a rest, and then sometimes it gets you out of your rhythm though as well. If you're not putting in practice, and you can feel a little bit left out the loop again when you come back into it. So it's a difficult one to judge really. Right, give us a name. Who's going to take the trophy tonight? Really? One name. I'm going to go for Buntz. Trina? I'm going to say Noah. But there we go. We will find out. And the opening match is about to get underway. It is Ricky King against STOWE BUNTZ in what should be an electrifying evening here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Without further ado, we are going to get the action underway. But first, let's hear from both players.
Ricky, welcome to finals night. First of all, just tell us what it means to you to be here.
I'm over the moon. I think I've played some steady darts all week, and yeah, just really happy to get through that group.
What was it like making your debut a couple of days ago on the Super Series stage? Because you played really well straight away.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect. I knew the standard was going to be good, and I knew I had to play good darts, and I feel like I've done that, yeah.
We here have heard a lot of good things about you, particularly from the likes of Tommy Morris and Scott Mitchell in particular, who works with us here. Did that give you any added pressure?
A little bit, yeah. I think when they've done well here as well, kind of put pressure on me to do well as well, because I get compared to them. We all get compared to each other, so yeah, definitely had to get to today, and yeah, see what happens.
So, welcome to finals night. First of all, just tell us how you've enjoyed your debut week here at the Modus Super Series.
Oh, it's been amazing. It's been fun. Like I said the other day, a lot of camaraderie in them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday matches. Behind the scenes was fun, laughter, welcoming spirit, welcoming to be here. It was amazing from everyone, staff included.
You've come from Portsmouth to Portsmouth. Has it been a kind of home from home for you?
It is. Honestly, this is not very far off from Portsmouth, Virginia. It's our hometown. Back home is a port, naval port, just like here. So, and I work for the Portsmouth shipyard at home. So, just the wife and I took a tour yesterday, and it was pretty cool to kind of see the similarities of what I see every day at home. So.
Sees STOWE BUNTZ into Saturday night's final on his debut.
Trying to stick to that lovely rhythm. Up, back, and then through is completed.
So we don't want to wait to 2 onto the good, and he's going to get a dart. A double 16. Superb. This is for a potential 11 darter. A second 11 darter with a contest for STOWE BUNTZ. This would be grand. A finish of grandeur. A finish of panache. A finish of 1-2-4 for STOWE BUNTZ to break the throw and lead 3-1.
Well, it is a busy live lounge tonight in Portsmouth for the finals night of Modus Super Series, and STOWE BUNTZ is illuminating that stage with his attire alone, but will he illuminate it with the arrows he throws? We will find out in his opening match when he plays Ricky King. Both players debutants at the Super Series this week, and the pair of them both making it through to finals night at the first attempt. BUNTZ from Portsmouth, Virginia, plays in Portsmouth, UK, and won Group A. Has had his feet up since, as you heard there. Ricky King from Swanage in Dorset, not too far away, and he's got a few swans in the crowd this evening. In the commentary box, we've got Paul Nicholson and Trina Gulliver, who are going to talk you through every single dart. Good evening, guys.
Thanks, Murph, and very good evening it is.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Stowe through first. Game on.
Mr. 127 gets us underway. And with a packed house here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, now we find out the fifth name
81.
that will be in the Champions Week at the start of December. Trina is with me in the commentary box for the night, and we couldn't start any better than that for the most local player of the six tonight.
That's a nice one for the crowd.
95.
We're holding our breath, Ricky.
135.
Oh, that's so close.
We've never had a 9-darter on a Saturday night in Portsmouth.
81.
This would be a very apt Saturday night to get it, considering the drama we've had over the last 72 to 96
58.
hours.
Do you think there could be one tonight?
I really hope so.
It would be certainly something, wouldn't it?
100. Ricky O'Carr, 128.
There are plenty of people capable of it, but this is a very strong start from Ricky. And he's looking at the bullseye.
103. So O'Carr, 144.
So much for Saturday night nerves.
95.
Oh, this is a
Ricky
great
O'Carr,
start to the
25.
evening, isn't it? 25. There's a 9. Double 8. Double 4. take the first leg.
21. Stowe car 49.
You can't afford to make mistakes like that against STOWE BUNTZ. His doubles have been very reliable this week.
11.
But he's got the wrong one.
Ricky car 4.
Now, this double had a lot to say about who's here tonight. When Paul Hogan hit it, he punched his invitation.
No score.
But it hasn't
Stowe
been hit
car
by Ricky.
38.
Oh, how things can change in as little as 90 seconds.
Getting
And
shot on
Buntz takes
first
the
leg.
lead.
STOWE BUNTZ.
Double 19, 19 data,
Second leg, Ricky to throw first.
and Team
Game
Buntz
on.
are smiling. And they're very, very bright, aren't they? Now, one thing's happened over the skies of
39.
the UK this week. We've had Aurora Borealis in the sky, but the brightest thing in the UK this week has been STOWE BUNTZ.
42.
I was just about to say, I think he's wearing it, isn't he? What a shirt.
He's actually got with him tonight the
100.
person who designs those shirts. And that guy could well be the Picasso of dart shirts. These are a work of art.
40.
Even Mrs. Neon Nightmare's got her own shirt on tonight.
140.
But this is your quintessential Modus Super Series battle, isn't it? You got someone from over the pond playing someone from over the road.
137.
Exactly that. However, he is from Portsmouth himself.
He's almost become
140.
an honorary local over the last 5 days, has STOWE.
96.
He would
Ricky
dearly
car
love to get the title
82.
tonight, but Ricky King is outscoring him at the start of this first group game.
Getting shot on the
He's found
second
his
leg.
first double as
Ricky
well.
King. Third leg Stowe to throw first. Game on.
Trina, this atmosphere here tonight, all I can say is it feels very thick. Expectant as
95.
well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a great crowd in tonight, and you know, they're making plenty of noise, and that's how it should. You know, they're enjoying it, and
60.
it's only early days as well, so there's plenty more to come tonight.
I'm sure they were watching into the early hours to see who was going to be on the stage
80.
tonight. At one point, with one leg to go, we didn't even know half the
100.
field.
$96.
Really interesting that Buntz decided not to practice the last couple of days, but that might be something he felt he needed.
Every
57.
player is different, you know, and it's like I mean, it can have the wrong effect on you. Then, if you like, it can get you out of the
100.
loop, out of your rhythm a little bit. But on the other hand, you know, if you really feel you need that break and that just that relaxation time to regroup,
60. Stowe
then
car 130.
you know, if that's for you, then that's cool too.
He can lay up, knowing that he will return.
90.
More than satisfactory.
Now, Ricky way back in this
60. Stowe
this leg,
car
but does leave
40.
himself a big finish, but I don't think he's going to get there.
Getting shot on the third
Wraps
leg.
it up
Stowe
on
Buntz.
double 10. Takes the third leg.
Fourth leg, Ricky to throw first. Game on.
Now, if you are joining us for the first time on a Saturday night, there is Mrs. Neon Nightmare.
100.
I assure you that's not her real name. That's Crystal. Been here all week. Loved Portsmouth, UK just as much as STOWE has.
140.
But we've got two groups tonight. Buntz, King and Noa-Lynn van Leuven. The top two from that group will go through to the semis.
140.
Just the same as Group 2. Devon, Petersen, Paul Hogan and Thomas Lovely. When we get to the semi-finals, it will be knockout.
83.
Two group games each. 2 points for a win, nothing for a loss. If you win both your games, you win the group.
140.
And you get the darts in the semi-finals as well. And the winner at the end of the night comes back Hopefully,
123. Ricky Carr,
on a night like this, Champions Night is December the 7th.
$57.
We haven't had a massive amount of big finishes this week. This would be the second biggest. Double 19. And STOWE BUNTZ doesn't need to practice. He's sharp enough without it.
It's clearly worked for him. That break. Nice, great shot out there. A nice 155.
95.
And that celebration as well at the end of that big finish. That's something you don't tend to do during the week because there's nobody here.
127.
But in an atmosphere like this, it feels natural.
Yeah, you've got no one to share it with, have you, in the week? And you tend to keep all them emotions to yourself.
46.
Whereas when you've got the crowd behind you, you know, you're there to show off.
96.
Strikes me as the kind of guy who would maybe like doing that.
What gives you that idea? Is it his attire?
The beard, the hair, the darts, the shirt, the trousers, the shoes.
60.
The personality, the watch. Everything.
Okay, you've made your point.
140.
And I think there are a lot of people here tonight because when STOWE BUNTZ won Group A on Wednesday, they thought, I want to see this guy in action.
Ricky Carr, 138.
He's a 60 to leave tops.
53.
Right now, he is vulnerable. Very, very vulnerable. And you do not want to lose your first group game by 4 legs to 1. That puts you in a bit of a hole.
He needs to take this leg, so he's missed the big 20. That's a nightmare for Ricky.
61.
What's to say that STOWE doesn't have another big finish in him? Not this time.
60. Ricky Carr,
so
24.
Can Ricky take this? Double 12. He certainly needs to. And does with his second dart.
Ricky King.
And you can hear the crowd from here.
He's got plenty of swans in the crowd.
First. Game on.
Because he's from Swanage, we have done a bit of digging this week. He's been playing county trainer for 3 years. How fast has he gone from a county debutant to being someone who plays at the Europe Cup for his country in less than 38 months?
Yeah, that's a huge progression.
58.
And one that he's obviously thoroughly deserved. And but it is a big transition, and it's obviously taken him a lot of time and dedication. But a nice 180 there from STOWE BUNTZ.
Second visit of the night was a 180 from King.
94.
That might be the last 180 we see in this game. Coincidentally, a lot of people might think
52.
that Devon Petersen this week, with his 39 maximums, is more likely to hit a 180 than anybody else in a match. You'd be wrong. Ricky King has hit 1.8 maximums per match this week, which is better than anybody.
59.
He is going to get a shot to save the match, but it's arguably the most difficult shot on the dartboard.
45. Ricky Carr, 167.
Can't be done now. So BUNTZ will come back
91.
for 124.
Carr, 124.
Shot at bull. He's already hit it this week.
99.
And he almost
Ricky
doubles
Carr,
down on the
76.
1-2-4s. This one might go to the wire. Double top.
56.
Did that get a slight deflection
25.
there?
I think it did. And now BUNTZ has a chance to end the match.
Double 8. Double 4.
17.
Oh no!
Ricky O'Carr, 20.
Ricky comes back for double 10 to save the match, to take it to a decider. And he
Game
sneaks
on
it
the
in
sixth
right
leg.
in the corner.
Ricky King.
We've even got James Richardson in the crowd.
Semi-final leg,
He
Stowe to
didn't even
first.
want to go
Game on.
home when he was eliminated. He wanted to stick around. I don't blame him with action like this. Buntz was comfortable at 3-1.
100.
Now, he'll be feeling anything but comfortable.
So this is where the crowd can play a part as well, with
60.
the amount of support for Ricky in the crowd.
We are reliably informed that around about the time when Group C finished up yesterday,
135.
about 5:15, 5:30 local time, half the tickets for tonight were sold.
121.
Overnight, that doubled.
That tells a story.
Great adjustment from Buntz,
72.
but the third dart let him down. And a 2-treble visit gets Ricky back in this last leg decider.
60.
Even if you win 4-3, you are nowhere near safe in your group.
94.
There's the 94. When he comes back, he'll want a ton, in the knowledge that he's already missed
60.
3 darts for the
So
match.
O'Carr, 100.
He doesn't leave himself a finish, but Buntz on 100 now. So is he going to go tops?
I think this is a moment where you don't do that. And what he's decided to do is hit 3 singles
60.
and back himself for the next visit.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time, so
100.
finds the
So
trouble with the
O'Carr,
last start
40.
there. Sneaks it through in between them.
And
Game
Buntz
show the match,
wins
STOWE BUNTZ.
the first game of the night. The Neon Nightmare could have caused a nightmare for himself had he lost from 3-1 up, but he hasn't. He does get the first 2 points, but he's going to need more legs. And indeed another win if he wants to win Group 1. A very decent first game, very tightly fought, but look at that 155 checkout from Buntz. That gave him the 3-1 lead, and ultimately he was able to get the points in the end. We will now go to Group 2, and we are going to see Devon Petersen, very colourful himself, going up against Mr. Survival, Paul Hogan.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where STOWE BUNTZ has got off to a winning start, a stunning 1-5-5 checkout in his narrow win over Ricky King. Right, attention now turns to Group 2, where two of the players that were involved in that dramatic night of darts here at the Live Lounge last night are about to go head-to-head. Paul Hogan plays Devon Petersen, and I caught up with both earlier this evening. Paul, when I spoke to you last night, confidence would have been really high. 4 wins the previous night. You're here tonight having lost the 4 games last night. Where is your mind at the moment?
I don't know what happened. I should have won the first two games, to be honest. I had chances, and then I don't know. I just felt drained, felt sick. I thought, come on, you know, just keep going. You still got a chance to get through. And I thought, you know, and I lost every game, and I thought, I'm out.
Did you not know then what you needed to do going into that last match? Because it turned out you just needed 1 leg and you got it, albeit at 3-0 down. You had no idea?
No idea at all. You know, I just when I missed the 68 and I hit the double 2, I just thought, you know, I didn't know until I come off and got towered through. So I got lucky, to be honest.
But a league campaign's about what you do over the 2 nights, not just over 1. Have you had a chance to reflect and realise that, look, you did finish in the top 3, so you do deserve to be here?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I played really solid on Thursday night, and I played all right last night, but it just, I don't know, just wasn't there.
And of course, the experience of winning in the last series, does that give you a little bit of an advantage this time around?
It does, yeah. You know, I'm still confident. You know, doing it. You know, I've just got to go up there and forget what happened last night.
Well, let's hope it's a little bit more straightforward.
I hope so. Thanks, Chris.
Devon, first of all, have you had a chance to recover from what happened here last night?
No, I don't think that it was, it was a quick turnaround. I mean, we played here not even 8, 9, 10, 11 hours ago, and ready to go again.
Yeah, it was a really dramatic night. We spoke about it at the end. How pleased were you to get through in that final match when you were able to put on a performance against Paul Hogan?
I think looking back at it now and watching it last night, I mean, it's the emotions that you go through on the game. It obviously doesn't show when you're obviously playing. So I've done really well with that. But watching those big moments in the games and just kind of getting that self-belief back, it was reassuring to know that I could get through. I did get through, and now I'm here amongst the very best at Modus on Saturday.
What's your overall takeaway from the week as a whole?
Massive improvement on the game. Just know that my game's in the right place, is moving in the right direction. Do I think I'm perfect yet? No. Do I think I'm very close? I'm probably 70% there, and I think that there's a lot of work. I mean, there's a lot of work before Q School. There's a lot of exhibitions. There's a lot of work to be done. But where I'm at right now, I mean, that's like we said yesterday, Modus is the place to actually have that, and the perfect practice place, and having the best players in against the world to test your ability is probably the best place to be.
And you've always said it's one step at a time, but what is that next step?
To win tonight, and then know that everything is kind of, that would be the cherry on top. Yesterday's win was great, but moving into tonight, I mean, a Saturday is always a good win, because it's not only just the social media and all of that accreditation that you get. It's more of a fact that you know that there's a trophy on the mantle for 2024. So then it puts a bigger opportunity for 2025 and more goals in place, really, because it kind of ticks off the boxes. So yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to win a Modus. I'm seeing so many legends win it as well. So yeah, I want to be one of them.
Devon, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
On a third leg.
Petersen makes him pay and
to work his way up to double top, which he hits. And he pulls it off perfectly. Absolutely wonderful finish. Well, this was the match that brought an end to all the drama last night at the Modus Super Series. Devon Petersen needed to beat Paul Hogan to get here. Hogan needed 1 leg to get through. Both of those things happened, and Justin Hood ended up going home, and they're now taking each other on again in their very next game on the stage. Totally different setting tonight, of course, in front of the packed audience in a Live Lounge. Devon Petersen's played well this week and is signalling his intentions to get his first win on that stage. Paul Hogan won his week in the previous series. He's looking to make it back-to-back Champions Weeks. One of them will get off to a good start. Paul Hogan knows all about that this week. Which one will it be, though? We'll find out in the company of Trina Gulliver and Paul Nicholson.
This is a really interesting fixture.
Hang on, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Devon to through first. Game on.
As Chris Murphy mentioned, it's not even that long ago that these two met. It was just before 1 o'clock in the morning today.
45.
And when they met in the 10th game of the second night of Group B, 3 people could still qualify. 2 did.
45.
And now they're both here. But we've already raised the question about Paul Hogan coming into tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a bit of PTDS.
100.
Post-traumatic darts syndrome.
I was going to ask you what was that. What does that mean? Yeah, it's
81.
It's going to be a difficult night for him, I think, to get going, and he'll want to do well in this first game. Obviously, he's out there to win it, but
59.
You know, he needs to settle.
That's Jaden Walker in the crowd tonight. Might want to remember that name. That young man can throw.
60.
And he's already played on this stage at the Influencer event. He nearly took it 74 with somebody else's darts. Well, this is not the ideal start for Devon.
81.
Someone who has not been to the semi-finals before. Paul Hogan is the only person here tonight who has actually got a weekly title in the bag. And there's another good young player. They're all here tonight. It's like the Portsmouth Darts Academy's here.
100.
I don't think anybody wanted to miss tonight. This is the biggest ticket in Portsmouth tonight.
65. Devon O'Carr, 116.
So that's a nice one to bounce off, I was going to say there, but doesn't manage it.
42. Paul O'Carr, 110.
I don't know what you think, Trina, but I think Hogan needs a leg quickly.
Yeah, just to settle him in, and he might just do it here.
92.
Just misses a double 18.
74.
Okay, it's a treble, which leaves tops after the single.
34.
And this is a nice
Paul
chance for
O'Carr,
Hogan
18.
to get settled. Maybe this is the right fixture for him. And he does get the first leg of the contest. And it is a break of throw. If he can get a win in his first match against Devon tonight, how much of last night is forgotten?
Well, I think it's a good start to it. You know, it's gonna kick-start him, and you know, perhaps it takes the memories of yesterday a bit away. So.
Mrs. Hogan is in the crowd tonight.
She is indeed.
And I'm sure she is a bit like a nervous kitten.
Well, she'll be happy with that.
Yes, she will.
100.
Devon's scoring this week has been really good. We've already mentioned the 39 maximums he's had. But he's played 23 games this week. And he's been sitting towards the top of tables most of the week. Pretty much from Tuesday to Friday.
57. Paul O'Carr, 170.
As for Hogan, he was top of the table for about 95% to 99% of Group B.
58.
And then he ends up in third. That's how crazy it was.
Well, he'll be looking to hit a treble here. Put the pressure on.
I think he has to.
94.
And he finds it. Finds a treble 18. 112 here for Paul. Stay there. Try and sneak the treble 20 in.
I think he initially thought that he couldn't hit that treble 20, but then under closer inspection,
76.
he thought, I can just sneak it over the
110.
top. He just missed the marker.
Double 16.
94. Paul Lucar, 36.
That would have been for a break. So can Paul take this 36 out to go 2 up.
Very rarely can you leave Paul Hogan on double
He's
18.
on the second leg. Paul Hogan.
He's hit a 9-dart leg for his country on that double.
Third leg, Devon to throw first. Game on.
This is nervous work, and it's actually more nerve-wracking for the people in the crowd. If you've got a partner on that
100.
stage or a close friend, you can't do anything to help them. At least if you're the player, you're in control.
Exactly that. Yeah, it is
41.
worth. It is worth watching. Like you say, you know, they've got no control over it, so it's all down to that person up there, and it can be a lonely place when things go
140.
wrong.
It's been really steady from Hogan so far. And Group B taught us many things.
140.
You can have the best group you've ever had, and you don't need ton plus averages. You just need everybody to be playing at the same level. And
60.
on that note,
Devon
Hogan
Lucar,
didn't play that differently on
121.
Friday like he did on Thursday. Just get the 18. And then come back
81.
and get yourself into the match. This is a better scoring performance from Devon in leg 3.
He's way ahead in this leg. Be looking for another treble to give himself
85.
a chance.
Devon Lucar, 40.
That's a shot, but can't find it.
Game shot on the third leg. Devon Petersen.
Devon's best double this week has been double 10. And that tells
Full
you
leg Paul to throw first.
2 stories.
Game on.
One, he's good on double 10. Secondly, his double top has been questionable, but it wasn't there.
100.
Nice treble with his last start there.
I think Devon, average-wise
100.
this week, has been just a little bit better than what everybody's done as a collective. But as far as doubles are concerned, I think he's been right on the money at 32%.
140.
The one thing he's done better than anybody else, it has been the maximums. But there's a reason why he didn't dominate
100.
the groups he was in, because the backup scores were just a bit sketchy.
$41.
When Paul Hogan won in the previous series, it was in week 6.
100.
This is week 5 of Series 9. So he doesn't mind playing at the halfway point of a series.
41.
Doesn't leave himself a finish. He's so angry with himself there. Frustrated. 2 trebles here for Devon.
100.
Fills it up.
That is the 3rd time this week he's left 21 from 201.
That's a great shot there from Paul Hogan. Puts the pressure right on. It's double 8. Can he take it out?
5.
He misses and gives Hogan a chance at double 4.
Where have we seen a 171 to leave double 4 before?
Game shot on the 4th leg.
You've seen it just there, but you also saw it at the end of Series 7. Cam Crabtree hit that shot, but he didn't get a shot at double 4. Because Andreas Harrison, who's already in Champions Week in this series after winning week 2,
100.
he hit that monumental 121 on the bullseye. And that can be the difference, can't it? Someone can put the pressure on, but if you don't take your shot, they might just take theirs.
It's all about taking chances and timings.
60.
Hogan's aura right now is just so different to that of last night. Getting that first leg tonight has been crucial for his confidence to say hello to him again.
100.
If he wins this game, Trina, by 4-1, all he's going to need in his second game
91.
is a number of legs. He can actually lose by 4-2 and still qualify.
I'm sure he won't be thinking like that at the moment, though. He'll be just wanting to get over the winning line.
140.
He absolutely won't.
130.
But the less we say about getting a certain amount of legs for Paul Hogan, the better.
94.
That's a nice finish
Devon,
there.
101.
Nice treble.
Devon can't save it. And Hogan
49.
is back at double 18
36.
to put the South African player firmly on the back foot in Group 2.
Game shot on the match, Paul Hogan.
Paul Hogan is just too good on this occasion. And Mrs. Crocodile Dundee can breathe a sigh of relief. Petersen has got a lot of work to do against Thomas Lovely a little bit later on. Hogan, the man who's won on a Saturday night before, he had the lesser average, but look at the doubles. 4 out of 7, excellent. And now, last night is all but forgotten because Hogan gets 2 points in Group 2.
Next year, when that decision needs to be made, he's going to be 49. 1 year shy of the age of the seniors.
A very viable option. 2 players who are around that age. Well, what did he say about the 9?
Will we get the 141? Will the promise come true? Double 12.
Shot and the match.
Steve West has won the match with a 9-dart.
Harrison has kicked off the last leg in perfect style.
It's everything, really. Oh, he's timing this well again.
180.
With a 9-darter, treble 19. Treble 15 leads double 18. Franchise Harrison to win the game in perfect style.
Hauled himself out of it.
Yeah, it was something that Henry actually said in jest that I was quoted as saying Jared Cole is one of the most, sounds a bit fishy, blended on my grandpa Mark Salmon.
Do you? On a 177 and a 180. He's on a potential 9-darter.
Come on, Jared.
Yes, you beauty! Nice and high, and has now got the game back into his
100
own destination, and wow, the momentum is with him. Here we go.
108.
I wouldn't have said it. Don't jinx it. Yes. Yes! Double 12! Yes! Get in there, Lee Cock!
Well, I think it's fair to say that the Blue Touch paper has been well and truly lit.
108.
6th max of the match. Oh, hang about. Hang about. It's getting ridiculous now. Can Tommy Leishman give us back-to-back 9-darters in back-to-back games? He could, you know. He could, you know. Goodness gracious, wait!
Tommy Leishman.
Back-to-back 9-darters.
Welcome back to finals night at the Modus Super Series. This is week 5. The winner will get through to Champions Week, and it's a chance now for Noa-Lynn van Leuven to begin her campaign on a second trip to a finals night here at the Live Lounge. She's going to take on Ricky King, and a victory in her opening match would put her through because King lost his opening game. I'll talk you through the permutations in just a moment, but first, let's hear from Noa-Lynn. Noah, let's first talk about last night. What kind of emotional roller coaster were you on?
Well, maybe a tiny bit, yeah. It was like, okay, I need to win this game then I won my first against Hogan. Then I went on to Devon, and I just couldn't hit any doubles. Scoring, I was a beast, but doubles, I just couldn't get them, and I was like, oh. And then I went on. I beat Justin, and I thought, okay, a good game against Terry now, and I will be in. And it was a roller coaster full of emotions. I think the whole group was, yeah.
Yeah, we spoke to Paul, and he left the stage thinking he was out. Did you think the same when you lost your last match?
No, I thought I had enough with 2 legs, and then I got back, and they were like, "No, you needed 3," and I got 3, so I was really happy with that. And like I said, the whole group was full of emotion. Yeah.
It's a couple of times you've been here now and made it through to the finals night. How much can you draw on the experience you had here last time tonight?
Well, last time, Terry, he beat me with a really good game. I think he hit like a 104 average. This time, I'm just going to try to play my best, and maybe I can bring that 104 average.
And how big would it be for you in your career to lift that trophy at the end of the evening?
It would be amazing. Like I said, I've had like a really good week. Ups and downs, but I think I've played like a consistent level. It would be really amazing to lift that trophy at the end of the night.
Good luck. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Well, the first step to winning week 5 could be taken here. Noa-Lynn van Leuven only needs to win this match to book her place in the semi-finals. That's after that man, Ricky King, was beaten 4-3 in his opening game by STOWE BUNTZ. A win for Noa-Lynn here would also see STOWE BUNTZ go through. But Ricky King, well, it's not all bad news for him. Victory here of a margin of 4-1, 4-2 or 4-0 would see him qualify. It's his last chance, of course, this evening, but he could turn it around. And a 4-3 win for him, while the prospect of a 9-dart shootout could be on the cards. But for Van Leuven, it's simple. Victory and semi-finals await. So I will hand you back to our top commentary team of Trina Gulliver and Paul Nicholson.
Thanks again, Chris. A really interesting night so far, and things will take their twists and turns from here even more as we welcome Noa-Lynn van Leuven to Saturday night for the second time.
Game on.
She's got an exceptional memory. Thinking about the last time she was here on a Saturday night,
60.
She did get a bit of a tonking from Terry Nash, but now that he's not here this week,
140.
She hasn't got Terry in her way, but maybe has a terrier in her way in Ricky King. And this has got to be good, Trina. Otherwise, the first night that Ricky
85.
makes finals, it will see him out.
Yeah, I mean, Noa-Lynn's started off great here.
141.
And like you say, Ricky's got it all to do.
100.
Noa-Lynn has actually won a match on a Saturday night here. In that group that she was in, funnily enough, it was in week 5
140.
of the previous series.
Perhaps it will be a lucky number.
It could well be.
60. Noa-Lynn, your
She
car,
did
80.
beat Neil Duff in the group.
The tops to take the first leg.
60.
Ricky back on 196. A nice 180 here would leave him a great double.
100.
But manages the
Noa-Lynn, your car,
100.
20.
That was a fortuitous last dart.
It's the double. It's the 5.
Noa-Lynn
It's
van
the
Leuven.
5 again. There's something in this.
There may be a
Second leg,
sign
Noa-Lynn to through first. Game
in
on.
the 5. Is she going to be high-fiving everybody at the end of the night? But 5 is not the amount of games you want to win tonight. You only have to win 4.
100.
Well, it is a great start from Noa-Lynn.
80.
Now that scenario for Ricky King where he can win 4-0, 4-1, and make his way through.
57.
I wonder if that's something he is aware of. 4-2 win will also be very, very good.
120.
Sometimes you're best not knowing, I think. Just play for the 4-0.
The magical formula in a group scenario here on a Saturday night is getting at least 2 points and having a positive leg difference. A 4-2 win or better will give Ricky King just that. But he needs maximums like that in front of this rambunctious crowd because things are going into overdrive all of a sudden.
98. Ricky O'Carroll, 21.
Well, it's a 1-2-1 now for Ricky. It's a must-take. Misses the treble 17.
57.
So sets it up.
Noa-Lynn, your car, 66.
We're getting into very dangerous territory here for Ricky King.
Game shot
And
in the
her
second
double
leg.
top shooting
Noa-Lynn
has been so good this week. So good.
Ricky to throw first. Game
And
on.
if Ricky wants to go through, automatically after 2 games, he needs to win the next 4 legs straight.
134.
He's given himself a lot to do.
In this week, nothing would shock me.
134.
On average, we have 1 game a week where somebody wins from 3-0 down.
45.
We've seen that so many times this week. Nobody is safe at 2-0 up or 3-0 up. And they all know it.
60.
There are people in the crowd. It's only game 3. They are literally biting their fingertips.
That's a nice 180 there from Ricky.
There really are a lot of people from Swanage here.
Crowd are going wild.
85. Ricky O'Carroll, 42.
I'm going to have to start looking at the Portsmouth signs. It might say twinned with Swanage. Great second dart.
110.
All good. Now, this might just be what Ricky needs. He needs to stand on the edge to find his best stuff.
Ricky O'Carroll, 32.
That was a different reaction.
Game shot in the third leg. Ricky King.
Takes that leg. Let's get one on the board for Ricky.
Noa-Lynn to throw first.
13 darter as well for King. He's looked really cool over the last couple of days. But that look there, that was mean. And you've got to be mean on a Saturday night. Nobody's going to help you. Everybody wants to get rid of you.
100.
Noa-Lynn's best average this week was in a game she lost.
60.
Over 103 against Buntz. That game in round 3 of Wednesday was remarkable. We saw the best of Buntz. We saw some of the
96.
best of Noa-Lynn. And then they came together and this place went kaboom.
Well, Noa-Lynn's playing really well at the moment in this game.
134.
She's picking off them trebles really well.
Looks a lot more settled at the start of this Saturday night compared to the last one.
58.
Experience is something you can't buy, but when you are getting it, it can be used.
It's all about settling
95.
in, and she knows what to expect now. So it's, you know, she's used to the stage, used to the surroundings.
45. Noa-Lynn, your car, 77.
Single 18 for another tops. And there it is again.
Noa-Lynn van Leuven.
She knows that if she wins this game,
Fifth leg, Ricky to throw first.
she'll accomplish
Game on.
2 things. 1, she's in the final 4 of the week, and she will eliminate Ricky King. This is the first time they're playing here this week because they've been in different groups.
123.
In fact, the group that Ricky was in is the only group that Noa-Lynn hasn't been in leading into Saturday night.
59.
She's played equally the most amount of games this week at 23 with Devon Petersen, who is also in a whole heap of trouble in the other group.
80.
Oh, that's an unfortunate bounce out there from Ricky.
We've been here for 2.5 days, Trina, and we have not mentioned anything
42.
next to Ricky's name and said that famous name from EastEnders. We've been really disciplined.
Oh, yeah.
140.
I can't see Patsy Palmer anywhere, can you? But there might be a duff coming.
100. Ricky Carr, 158.
Hanging on by the skin of his teeth. And the best that Ricky King can hope for now is if he wins the next 3 legs.
100.
And there is
Ricky Carr,
a 9-dart shootout in this group.
Double 19.
60.
Not this time, but he'll get another chance at it. Noah back on 200.
Now, what do you do on 38 here with his angle of attack in the board? Upright darts?
60.
Let's see what he does.
Carr, 38.
Surely it's split. No,
Each
goes
on
straight
the
for it.
Ricky King.
And it pays off. Brings the game in to 3 legs to 2.
Noa-Lynn through first. Game on.
Let's be honest, Trina. If Noa-Lynn van Leuven is in a 9-dart shootout tonight, it would be pretty typical of her 2024. Because wherever she goes,
95.
There are headlines. And after everything she's already been through in Group B, there's only so much one
58.
human can take. Ricky King has not had as much stress this week as Noa-Lynn. I just wonder if he's got a little bit more energy at this point.
140.
He is going to need it.
Well, let's see what he can do here. Can he fill it up to help? Oh, it's unfortunate there. Deflection into the treble 1.
Let us not forget as well, we're 5.5 legs into this match and Noa-Lynn's averaging 100.
137.
This is a premier performance at the Modus Super Series.
100.
And Ricky King
Noa-Lynn Carr, 129.
is 3 to 6 darts away from elimination. Wants it. Doesn't take it.
104.
There will be 2 very happy people.
Now this
group
180.
140. Noa-Lynn Carr, 25.
This is to win and to take a place in the final 4 and to take Buntz with her.
Game shot on the match.
A brilliant job.
Noa-Lynn van Leuven.
Ricky King's first Saturday night here in Portsmouth has ended after 3 games played. He was in a very difficult group with Noa-Lynn and STOWE BUNTZ. But it's going to be the most colourful players in group number 1 who are going to progress. And look at that, 98.51 with 50% on the doubles. You play like that tonight and you've got a fantastic chance of a weekly title. So it's going to be a knockout game, you could say, of sorts when we come back to game number 5 with Buntz and Noah. Whoever wins is going to win the group. Whoever loses is going to be second.
So, welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we have 2 players through, 1 player out, and another player who hasn't even thrown a dart yet tonight. That player is Thomas Lovely. He won Group C earlier in the week and is in a confident mood ahead of his campaign tonight. Here is what he had to say. Thomas, last night at the Super Series, it was a real night of darting drama, but in Group C you got through pretty comfortably. Do you think that gives you a little bit of extra energy in the tank for this evening?
Yeah, I feel very refreshed this morning. I've had plenty of rest, so I'm ready and raring to go. So,
looking at the group that you're in, plenty of different characters in it. How do you rate your chances?
highly. I wouldn't be here otherwise. I've earned my right to be here, and I expect to do well. So.
We've seen you play well this week. Where's the game been at in general recently?
Yeah, really good, and it's proved it this week. I've got through to Saturday, so that's the main aim now, is to go one step further.
What's the difference tonight? Obviously, it's a different format. We've got an audience in. Does it take different credentials to perform well on a Saturday night?
Yeah, I think so. It's a bit more like knockout darts tonight, which is what everybody in there is used to. So you'll see a different side to everybody, I think, tonight.
What is the approach?
Just win every game. That's all you can do. You can't go up there thinking about points. You've just got to win.
Well, if you do that, you will take the title. You get through to Champions League. What would that mean to you?
Oh, it'd be everything. It'd mean the world, and hopefully it happens.
Well, Thomas, good luck.
Cheers, Chris. Thank you.
Thomas Lovely has won the group and done so convincingly.
Are you ready for Lovely here at the Modus Super Series? He's made his way to the stage and is about to take on Paul Hogan in the fourth fixture of tonight. That's after we've just seen Ricky King depart the scene, and Noa-Lynn, Van Leuven and STOWE BUNTZ already go through, and Paul Hogan will join them if he gets a couple of legs, a position that he's been in before, seems to have been in a similar position for the last 24 hours, but 2 legs to qualify for him, and if he wins the match, he will top this group. Thomas Lovely himself can qualify with a 4-0 victory, but he has got that game against Devon Petersen in his pocket. The 61-year-old Hogan won his week in the previous series and is making good progress already tonight, but Lovely has played some fantastic stuff already this week and was a, well, pretty comfortable winner of Group C, despite actually being level on points with Ricky King in the end. And we've got a lovely duo to talk you through the action tonight. It is back to Trina Gulliver and Paul Nicholson.
Well, I hate to paraphrase Mrs. Doyle from Father Ted, but Thomas has had a good week, and isn't he lovely? But he's not the only lovely in the crowd or on the stage, because Team Lovely are here.
60.
And let's face facts, Thomas is definitely going in the right direction with his game. That interview 45. That he gave with Chris Murphy, Trina, that exuded confidence.
It did, absolutely. Yeah, he sounded very confident, and he is playing well. He's doing really well on the circuit at the moment, and he's enjoying the game.
100.
Comes from a darting county of Lincolnshire.
I know it well. Play in the same county team.
85.
So we have the right team in the commentary box to look at the intricacies of the journey. But he says all he wants to do tonight is make Dad proud, because that's Eddie, and win. And if he wins in front of Eddie tonight, 43. That will be a proud moment.
Well, they're both great dart players. He's a bit of a chip off the old block.
80.
He's chipped away to score there, but it could have been more. These guys have not met this week. Lovely was in Group C. Hogan was in Group B.
100. Thomas McCall, what
So a first meeting and a clash of generations. He's been gifted 6 darts from this position.
95.
He's done himself a world of favours there with that last dart.
$99.
Both
Thomas
positioned
O'Carr,
well.
41.
Can lovely break in the first leg. Double 16.
Game shot in the first leg. Thomas Lovely.
Looks pretty comfortable up there, doesn't he?
He does indeed. His dad in the crowd.
Second leg, Thomas to throw first. Game on.
I think the less we talk about Paul Hogan needing an amount of legs, the better.
97.
Because it felt like we talked about it last night for hours. And he only just got the one that he needed. He needs 2 in this game here just to be safe. He may indeed be safe, even without those 2 legs.
100.
But after everything he's been through in the last 48 hours, get the 2 legs, go back to the practice room and breathe.
81.
His dad, Eddie's been on the PDC tour. He's been a county player for the best part of 30 years.
100.
England international. Great player in his own right.
And we've already seen one England
55.
international eliminated tonight in Ricky King. Hogan does not want to be the next one.
Can he fill it up?
140.
Very nearly. Leaves himself on 64 though, with Hogan back on 282. So he needs to pressure this shot. Can he fill it up?
180.
He needed to.
64.
That's the first bright spark of this game for Hogan. The rest of it has been domination from Thomas Lovely.
48.
I know how
Paul
things
O'Carr,
can change
102.
in the space of 30 seconds on the stage at the Modus Super Series. Double 16 for Hoagie.
70. Thomas O'Carr, 16.
So he gives Thomas a chance now to go for double 8, to go 2
Game
legs
shot on the
up, and he
second leg.
takes it.
Thomas Lovely.
Well, the reason why Lovely would
Third
be
leg, Paul is
through
through
with a
first.
4-0
Game on.
victory is that he would get 2 points and a leg difference of +4.
40.
That would also reduce Paul Hogan to 2 points and -1. Meaning that Hogan
60.
wouldn't catch Lovely at all tonight in the group phase. This is a very nervous situation for Paul Hogan and his supporters.
60.
But they should be getting used to that.
Can see Angela in the background there, throwing every dart with him.
100.
There's a bit of a hum about this place at the minute.
85.
And there might be a lot of people in there thinking, what's got to happen here? They don't have earpieces and they're not listening to us like they do at the snooker. In a way, they're in the dark.
58.
There may be people out there with pen and paper trying to work it out. Interestingly, tonight, Hogan decided not
60.
to wear his usual colours, his West Brom colours, the Crocodile Dundee shirt. He decided to come in just a plain darts polo.
134.
Is there any reason for that?
I wonder if he's trying to go under the radar a little bit because he's the only weekly winner of the bunch.
Trying to lead everybody else into a false sense of security.
85. Thomas O'Carr,
Could be.
149.
But it's 6 darts and 149 this time.
$97.
Well, Hoagie on no outshot here. So be looking to pressurise it.
He looked
Slips into the 5 there.
He looked pretty good in his first game.
45. Thomas O'Carr,
He averaged
52.
88. His doubles were 4 from 7. But it feels like a different Paul Hogan has turned up.
Game shot
And he's
on the
now
third leg.
3-0
Thomas
down.
Lovely.
So the 4-0 is possible.
Fourth leg, Thomas to throw first.
For Tom.
Game on.
can we say that darts is a game of two halves? Because this week, Paul Hogan's week has been a game of two halves. The first half of Group B, he won all 4 games. The second half, he didn't win any at all. Tonight, first game, that was like Thursday Hogan. Second game, Friday Hogan.
Darts is a weird and wonderful thing.
58.
And if things keep going like this, Hogan might not have a second half of the night.
140. $58.
The game after this from Group 1, it's going to be Van Leuven against Buntz. The winner will win their group.
100.
The loser of that game will stay on the board for the first semi-final and will play the person who wins this group.
60.
It's a great place to be on a Saturday night. Excitable darts fans.
Smiling faces.
100.
There it is. There's a big smile and a wave.
Well, this is a leg that Hogan has scored much better.
Paul Car 121.
Can he get the finished product as well? Might go for the calculated gamble here, and it hasn't paid off.
113. Thomas Car 167.
That's all because he wanted to leave double 18. Now that the big out is not going to be plugged,
97.
Hogan
Paul
can get one of the 2 legs he needs. This time he hits double 4.
Paul Hogan.
And he will need to win the next leg.
Fifth leg, Paul
just to make sure of it.
Game on.
At least that was a break, and this time he will have the darts, but he's spraying them everywhere.
95.
Thankfully, the last one's a good one.
Just holding his shoulder a little bit there, his arm. Has he got an injury?
58.
He's been playing darts for a very long time. He's 61 years of age. In what other sport
85.
would you be under this much pressure? Maybe in seniors golf? Maybe in senior snooker?
57.
That's the great thing about this sport. You can get 16-year-olds on the hockey like Ryan Branley, like Luke Littler, like Daniel Stevenson.
140.
And then you can get 61-year-olds. And there's someone from around the world who's 9 years older than Paul Hogan, who is still winning ranked tournaments in Paul Lim.
Paul Lim.
42.
Yes, indeed.
This is a good situation for Hogan. He is well ahead.
100.
Seems to have picked his game up in this leg. That one leg giving him the confidence, I guess.
I think he might be right.
96.
He didn't know that he needed one leg in the last game last night. Does he know that he needs this?
63.
And a rare miss on double 18 for Paul. And there's Angela, head in her hands.
She is white
94.
knuckling it right now.
18.
It's going to be a split. Third dart for qualification.
Game
And Paul Hogan is
is
now the third player into the semi-finals. And she knew it.
Thomas to throw first.
Do you think?
Game on.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. 17 darters everywhere.
100.
17 darter is an average of 88.41. But both
85.
players are well below that level overall. When they're winning legs, it's steady. When they're losing legs, they're way behind.
140.
I wonder what Devon Petersen is thinking right now.
180.
Because all of a sudden, he's the person who's most likely to lose in this group scenario.
97.
Final group game is Petersen against Lovely. And by the time we get there, we will know exactly what Thomas and Devon need to do.
60.
But
Thomas
Hogan is safe.
64.
To get 2 points,
60.
he may need to take that 104 he's left.
I was just about to say a nice 140 would leave him his favourite, double 18.
44. Thomas
not to
O'Carroll,
be.
104.
So Tom looking at 104.
If he takes this, Devon Petersen has got a mountain to
Big
climb.
shot on the match.
It's a great
Thomas
finish
Lovely.
from Thomas Lovely. And 2 people in this match have accomplished something. Lovely has got 2 points, and Hogan has got a place in the semi-finals. He may not know it because he tends to think that ignorance is bliss. The Lovely family are very, very pleased as he's got 2 points, but the mission to make the semis is not quite done for Lovely yet. He may need a good performance against Devon to make the final 4. But when we come back, it's going to be a colourful battle between 2 players who are in Group A this week. Buntz and Noa-Lynn will go head-to-head after this to see who wins Group 1.
Welcome to the party in Portsmouth here at the Modus Live Line.
They've both got the talent where they can just reel off leg after leg and dish out a heavy defeat. And what a way to start the day. We're up and running here on Champions Week with a maximum.
Well, what a way to finish. A 12-dart leg.
Beautiful check out there from Cam Crabtree. Only needs the one.
Game shot on the second leg. Darius
What were you saying about efficiency?
Game shot on the third leg. Reece
Is
Robinson.
that the moment that Reece Robinson comes alive in this crucial clash? Looks like he's going to go for it. And it is right next to his favourite double top. And he gets the job done at the earliest possibility. That is Cam Crabtree through.
Case not so. Petersen gets the all-important win.
Game shot on the second leg. Darius Labanowski. Game shot.
Well, Smith, is it
Darius
a
Labanowski.
9? A long time. And that clenched fist.
Game shot.
He gets the job done in the end. He's nodding in total agreement because
Game shot on the fourth leg.
Just like
Darius
that.
Labanowski.
only needs the one. There you can see
that she can unlock at any moment, but that is quality from Harrison. This would be a wake-up.
Welcome to the party in Pompey. Should be a good marker for him, and is. It was a great dive.
Shot on the first leg, Andreas Harrison.
It's a breaker throw for Andreas Harrison.
Shot on the second leg, Cam Crabtree.
Consecutive breaker throw, double 16 is found.
And he does lead. It's not an 11, but it's a beautiful 12, treble 17, which he gets. Bullseye for the win. Absolutely incredible by Andreas Harrison.
He's Andreas Dirty Harrison!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where Trina Gulliver has joined me to reflect on what's happened so far. And let's just show you the results and remaining fixtures tonight. Well, that first group, Trina, everything settled apart from who's going to win it. A bit of disappointment for Ricky King and his fans, but he didn't disgrace himself, did he?
No, not at all. You know, it was great to have his fans here, and you know, I'm sure he's enjoyed it anyway. Enjoyed the experience, and. But yeah, it wasn't to be for him tonight.
A bit more complicated in the other group. The game we've just seen, Paul Hogan, same situation as last night almost. Needed one leg in his last match last night. Needed two in that one, and he got them. He's through. Not sure he would have known it until he got back to the practice room, but do you think he'll be slightly relieved?
He'll be very relieved. Yes, leaves it leaves everything to the last minute, so it seems. So it's he'll be relieved.
Yeah, he really will be. The next game, STOWE BUNTZ and Noa-Lynn van Leuven. Whoever wins this wins the group. Going into the semi-finals with 2 wins under your belt, how much confidence do you think that gives a player?
It does. You'll just grow in confidence, and it will give you that little bit extra. Could make all the difference.
And for Noa-Lynn in particular, she missed out on finals night last time. Does that sometimes fuel the fire to go back to the same place and try and put things right, so to speak?
Well, of course, yeah. You want to do your best, and you can do better. So she'll be looking to improve.
And she was really good in that game against Ricky King, wasn't
great. She was great in that game. I thought I was well impressed.
Yeah, and STOWE BUNTZ
scoring was great.
STOWE BUNTZ himself, he was pretty good. So we could be in now. Both players are through as well. I mean, people do say that when players relax, that's when the best starts come. Is that your experience?
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I think that's a true thing to say. And yes, could be a good game.
It certainly should be. I'll let you get back in to talk through it with Paul Nicholson. STOWE BUNTZ and Noa-Lynn van Leuven are on the stage, and Paul, he's ready to guide you through the action.
Indeed. So here we go. If you like colourful dart players, you've come to the right place, because this is the 4th meeting of these two this week. Buntz, winning Group A and the gift of 2 days off, struck a bit of a chord with everybody he shared the practice room with this week. And now, the relaxed nature of the practice darts tells you that these two are very happy people, because it could still be their night.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Noa-Lynn through first. Game on.
But who will win the group? And what did we learn from their first games? Well, Noa-Lynn played really well. She's put in the performance of the night so far.
125.
And tries a blind 180. Doesn't quite pull that one off. But why not?
45.
Well, I remember when Luke Littler was through after a game and a bit, a shade over a year ago, and he started going into exhibition mode.
125.
And he was doing bull 11 bull, 170 finishes, winding up the crowd.
140.
This could even be the precursor to tonight's final, because they're going to the semi-finals in different directions.
123.
After this match. And then if they both win the semis, they will play again later.
140. Nolan, you can't. 128.
It doesn't have to go the 18s.
Will she go for it? No, she just lays
88.
up.
Curious. In her first game, she decided to go bull when she had 50 left and the opponent didn't have a shot.
40.
This time, not so.
Game shot on the first
Well,
leg.
maybe because she's been hitting the top so well. Today especially.
Second leg's on to throw first. Game on.
There was no need to go for it, so good decision in the end.
I think every player that is looking to aspire
96.
to what their heroes have done or what they want to do for themselves, there's got to be one thing that they do better than most.
96.
After watching Noa-Lynn for a couple of qualifying weeks here, I'm starting to believe that it's the double top shooting. If that is sharp,
100,
and she's getting enough opportunities, that could be the separator between success and failure.
Well, at the moment, she's got pretty good all-round game.
100.
Her scoring's good, and her finishing's great.
And the ceiling of performance is starting to climb as well.
138.
Wonderful darts.
$92. So the car 167.
And work on the knee on Nightmare do on a 167. He's not going to bring everybody to their feet with that
99.
one. But this game, it's enticing because it reminds us of what happened on Wednesday. That game was amazing.
45.
Collective
so
average
68.
of around about 104 in that match.
36.
Well, that was an interesting deflection, wasn't it? That single 16 was way inside the double, and he still hit the flight.
140.
Right on Noa-Lynn.
Car 32.
Hits a good shot there. Put the pressure on this 32. Can he take this out? There's another deflection there.
No score. Nolan, your car 28.
Look at what's happening here. A bonus chance. And this time it's double 14.
Noa-Lynn van Leuven.
Feels to me, Trina, like she's having such a great night tonight.
Like Noa-Lynn to
She's
first.
actively trying to stop from that beaming smile coming out. She's having great fun.
Yeah, you can see it. And she takes a break there.
140.
Breaks Buntz. So yeah, I'm really impressed with her actually tonight. She's playing really well. Her
99.
all-round game is good.
Well, the news is in for group number 2, and it's pretty bleak for Devon
96.
Petersen. He needs to win by 4 legs to 1 or 4 legs to 0. Otherwise, it's going to be
83.
Hogan and Lovely, and Petersen will fall at the group stage hurdle on a Saturday night again.
133.
So many times we see people losing
100.
in a group
Nolan, your
but
car,
winning the night.
132.
The ideal scenario is just to win all 4 games. Doesn't always work that
92.
way. And last week was a prime example of that when Kai Gotthard won the title. Nobody won all 4 games last week.
59. Nolan, your car 40.
But you have to win 3.
Game
And there's
shot on
that
the third
tops
leg.
again.
Noa-Lynn van Leuven.
3-0 to Noa-Lynn. And this game
Ball
could be
weight still to
over
reverse.
in
Game
as
on.
little as 6.5 minutes. If this is a good leg for the Dutch lady.
60.
The way that Buntz has been talking this week, he's not been putting pressure on anything
96.
in his game. He's just been plodding along the way he knows how.
93.
When he knew he was through to the semi-finals, he's probably thought, this game, I'll do my best. But when it comes to the crunch,
123.
there will be a change.
Do you think that him having the
45.
break, them 2 days, might be affecting his game in this game?
I think for most people, I would say that not
85.
touching a dart is a bad thing. But you and I know, Trina, that there are these incredibly annoying people out there who can just pick
57.
up a dart and be sharp after about 3 to 9 darts. Gary Anderson's like that. Some people don't need to loosen up. But then there are others like Connor Scott who need hours.
That's true. Everybody's different.
There's another thing as well. Maybe STOWE BUNTZ is wearing orange
100.
trousers.
Nolan, your car 120.
Supporting the Dutch.
Yeah, saying well done Wesley Plaisir for being a 2-time world master today. Well, that was interesting.
54. So
Trying to finish the group on 2 bullseyes. And bullseye is still an option on 66.
94. Nolan, your car 66.
Of course it's tops.
Game shot
And because of that brilliant
Noa-Lynn
tops,
van Leuven.
Noa-Lynn van Leuven is going to win Group 1 and done an immense job of winning 8 legs from 10 played and a high level of performance as well. In both games, she's averaged north of 98. STOWE BUNTZ didn't need to win that match, but now he knows by not winning the group, he is going to be in the second semi-final. So now we turn our attention back to Group 2, and it's going to be between Lovely and Petersen to see who joins Hogan.
Hang on a minute.
Wow! Oh my God!
Well, that's 100 quid down the drain already.
Itching to hit the 180.
He's gone for the maximum.
18 for the bull. Bull.
53.
No, he said bull. That's a great first start from Adam. Oh, look at this. He's going to leave Skate.
Oh, can you believe it? That is unbelievable.
Get match darts to put his team into the final. And through to the final they go. Charlie Murphy has hit the match-winning dart on both occasions. Double 4 for the title.
Please show your appreciation for the winner of the Influencer Pairs event, George Scaife and Adam Lipscomb.
He seems to be out, that's what he is, Charlie Murphy. A couple more visits yet. We're not going to need that.
Oh, Bosh.
Pie Face is through.
And he's absolutely buzzing.
It was a game that Pie Face dominated throughout.
So one group game left here at the Live Lounge, a lively Live Lounge here on Saturday night at the Modus Super Series. But will it be a lovely Live Lounge as Thomas Lovely is looking to fill that final semi-final spot? Or can Devon Petersen turn around the situation he finds himself in? And it is a very difficult situation for Petersen. He was involved in plenty of drama last night. He got through that, but an even bigger mountain for him to climb this evening. Has to win this match 4-1 or 4-0 or he will be eliminated. Lovely needs 2 legs to qualify, and if he gets those 2, Devon will be denied at this stage. So for one final time in the round robin stages, I will hand you back to the Golden Girl, 10-time world champion Trina Gulliver, and Paul Nicholson, who I'm sure won something at some point.
It's not the first time you've sold me out, Murph.
Thank you, ladies and
It won't
gentlemen.
be the last.
First leg, Thomas to through first. Game on.
But I am a big fan of renaming this place the Lovely Lively Lounge. I think that's got a bit of a ring to it.
It has indeed.
58.
Well, maybe that's what we can call it next week if Thomas Lovely wins this title tonight. An honorary thing we can give to the winner on a Saturday. We can name this place after you. We'll give you the naming rights for the next 6 days.
I'm sure he'd be thrilled.
I can imagine if Devon gets out of this jam.
137.
Just what it would be like if we renamed it the African Warrior Arena. But Murph was right.
121.
He had to win his last match last night to qualify. This is different. He has to win with very little margin for error.
59.
What must it be like to go into a scenario like this where you know that you have to win, but you've also got to win and only succumb to one leg defeat?
Well, the pressure's on you straight away, isn't it? And it's, you know, your concentration will be key. You'll be trying to throw as smoothly as possible and not snatch any darts.
140.
There's an incredible amount of pressure.
Well, Devon has played in front of a Saturday night audience before, and an influencer audience as well, which is a fairly raucous affair. They should feel fairly familiar.
71. Devon 140.
If he misses this, things are getting very
100.
worrisome.
36.
Double 18 this time for Lovely. That is a lifeline.
40.
So it gives Devon a shot at tops to break Lovely. And he does
leg.
with the second
Devon
dart.
Petersen.
Taking his chances there.
Second leg, Devon to through first. Game on.
Do you remember the time, Trina, when dart shirts used to be one colour?
Yes.
Maybe two.
Two. Yeah, you'd have the stripe down the side.
100.
Something I've wanted to ask you for years, though. You had a few Bobby Dazzlers in your career. You had a really nice golden one you wore in
57.
Vegas once. Have you still got any of them?
No, I've got the one that I won my very first World Championship in. That's framed and on the wall.
57.
And the others I've give to charity. Signed them and sent them to good causes.
You've got to have the first one.
137.
Oh, yes.
And interestingly, last night, Devon was saying in quite a long post-Group B
100.
interview that he still believes he can be world champion. This is just part of the journey.
93.
I think you've got to have that attitude. Otherwise, you know, if you don't have that ambition, that drive, then there's no point playing.
92.
I couldn't agree more.
You've got to believe in yourself.
And he believes in himself.
58.
And he gives back
152.
to a continent that he's been carrying for more than a decade when it comes to darts. And only now are they starting to send more talent
60. Thomas McCarr, 156.
into Europe.
So can Tom take this out? He can't this time.
140.
But
Devon
leaves
McCarr,
it
92.
nice and handy. So Devon has to take this 92 out. Can't do it this time. So Thomas will be back for the double 8.
Game shot on the second leg. Devon Petersen.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Third leg, Thomas to throw first.
How
Game
good
on.
was that bullseye? This place has gone a little bit cold, especially in the front row.
140.
I didn't think he was going to hit that bullseye. He didn't even flick the flight. That's how precise it was.
I think I need my calculator.
We've been focusing an awful lot on Devon and what he needs to do in this game.
57.
He's doing it. What we've not forgotten, maybe just neglected a little bit, is the fact that Thomas
60.
needs 2 legs in this or he can go out. Even though he won his first game,
59.
he is not safe. I've said it all along for the last 24 months and beyond when we've been playing this format. If you win your first game by 4 legs to 2 or 4 legs to 3, you've still got more work to do. And it's Thomas Lovely who's in trouble at this point in time.
43.
He's not going to leave 21 this time.
Seems to be a favourite of his.
He's been nicknamed the African Warrior for quite a few seasons now.
100. Devon McCarr,
But if
71.
he gets out of this hole, they're going to start calling him the Shovel.
Game shot
This
on the
is
third
getting
leg.
ridiculous
Devon
now.
Petersen.
If he wins one of the next 2
Devon
legs,
to first.
Devon
Game
Petersen is going to be in the semi-finals.
Wow, what a game this is turning out to be. Another exciting evening.
I don't mean to go all macabre on all of the people watching on our Modus Super Series YouTube channel right now, but I am getting this sense that even when Devon Petersen isn't around anymore, the Undertakers are going to say, just check him again. He's not dead yet.
60.
The amount of belief that he has in himself is not just motivational, it's almost transcendent.
135.
Well, he's certainly shown his colours here.
Which one?
Well, there's a multiple of them. Take your pick.
100.
Well, judging by the shirt, there's definitely a lot more of the addition and the multiplication.
134.
But the subtraction has been swift.
Can you put the pressure on this 132?
105.
Oh, yes, he can.
132.
There is a risk that if this doesn't go, he could be gone.
Can't be done this time.
64. Devon 96.
Devon back for 96. He'll stay there.
56.
He did have the option of double-double, but did decide to go down the neck of the barrel. 68, again, against Petersen.
36.
Thomas Lovely might be done. This is not the only chance that Petersen has to get through. But it's the only one he needs! A ridiculous game to end the group stage. And Thomas Lovely, who started fairly well tonight, has been shut out by the man in that shirt who will still fly the flag for South Africa and now will do so in the semi-finals. Amazing turn of events as Devon Petersen wins by 4-0, and now you have our permission to look forward to the semi-finals.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where the semi-finals are now set. But Paul Nicholson, we have indeed had more drama on this stage this week.
Yeah, and it's not done yet. I think Paul Hogan is going to need one serious day off tomorrow after everything he's been through the last couple of days. He's still here, but the story of the group stage, Devon Petersen, down, not out, through. That's it in a nutshell. And how does he do this? It takes ridiculous belief to be able to get yourself off the floor and to do what he's done tonight. And he did it with a leg to spare as well. Thomas Lovely's going to be devastated after a really good couple of days, but tonight he was thrown to the Wolves and the Wolves won.
Well, let's just get confirmation of all the results from the group stages then. STOWE BUNTZ, Ricky King early on, that kind of set the tone. Ricky King, that match goes the other way. The other player would be through as it turns out, and he lost 4-2 in his next game. What can he take away from his debut week here?
Not every debut week has a Saturday involved in it. I think the levels have been good. I think his composure is excellent. He's a mere puppy in the sport. He's only been playing county for 3 years. He is a top-level international player now. This is just another step in his journey, and I think we're going to see a lot of him alongside Tommy Morris and some other people of that ilk from this area of the country in the next few series. I think there's a lot to be very, very encouraged by when it comes to Ricky. I think he didn't disgrace himself tonight at all. And let's not forget he started with a maximum. It just couldn't be his night.
You had a metaphor about Wolves earlier on. Well, he was certainly thrown to the Wolves beaning that group, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Noa-Lynn was exceptional in that group, averaged 98 in both games. Stowe knew that he was through before playing Noa-Lynn, so maybe just took his foot off the pedal a little bit, and he has the luxury to do that in that match. He doesn't anymore, though, because now we're into knockout darts. We're really going to find out who can do it.
What have you made of Noa-Lynn tonight, then? Because she arguably has been the best player.
I don't think there's any arguably about it. I think she has been the best player, and yes, she's had some lulls this week, but you can afford to have them at times in group play from Monday to Friday. Tonight, she's switched on. 98.5 both times, doubles are excellent, and that double top has been right there. That is a worrying sign for everybody.
Yep, really is. Right, they're through from that group. Let's go to the group now. Paul Hogan, you mentioned he's been on this roller coaster so far, but again, doing what he needed to do.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he knew he needed 2 legs in his final match, but he got them. And I really don't know what to say when it comes to Paul. He's had such a long career playing county darts and Super League and international stuff, tournaments. He's done everything. He's even won on this stage, which is what the other 3 players haven't done. But the journey this week, it's almost book-worthy. And there are still 2 chapters to go.
And the big story, you mentioned it right at the start of it, Devon Petersen. Look, last night he was in a do-or-die position. He was in an even bigger one just 10 minutes ago. How has he pulled that off?
You've got to have belief, and Trina said that in commentary. If you don't have that level of belief, you will not accomplish anything. He still believes that this is a stepping stone to great things, and I admire that a lot. But to come back from a first defeat, knowing that you can only lose 1 leg, and then you get it done 4-0, it tells you everything about his mentality and the belief he has in everything to do with his game. His rhythm was good, his belief was good, his execution was excellent, and he closed his opponent out. And he left him cold.
Yeah, and it shows how quickly a night can change for both players. Thomas will be heading away very, very disappointed when after the opening matches, he had the best chance of going through.
He did, but I've always said, even if you win your first game in a group, if it's tight, it's just no guarantee that you are going to get your way through. That is a prime example of win both your games comfortably just to be safe. You do not want to be in a position where you only need a certain amount of legs. Those legs, even though it's easier to get 2 legs than to get 4, there's still no guarantee you're going to get any.
Right, at the end of tonight, we will have another name on the Roll of Honour for Series 9. Here are the winners that have made it already, and it's been dominated really by the ADC Europe players, Labanauskas, Harrison and Gothard, who made the World Masters final today, by the way, all through along with Andy Hamilton. Noa-Lynn van Leuven has the chance to be another name on that list. What a stamp of approval for that system.
Very much so, and we do not want to forget that Marvin van Velsen was from ADC Europe, as was Jimmy van Schie, and they were both in the series final just a few weeks ago. But I think Noa can be very, very proud of the way that she's handled a lot of things very recently, but coming here and having really positive people around her, especially STOWE BUNTZ, especially James Richardson and others, including Fallon Sherrick, this week, you can see the smile on her face and you can see what that's doing for her darts.
Right, let's just talk about the semi-finals now. Can we show you the lineup for the semi-finals, which are about to take place, because that's what it's all about. Noa-Lynn van Leuven taking on Devon Petersen. I mean, they have had their battles this week, haven't they? Then Paul Hogan taking on STOWE BUNTZ. Let's start with the first one. Who's going into it the most confident? They've both just won 4-0.
It's a weird one because predominantly Noa-Lynn has been the better player against Petersen this week, but that is just an indication of what could possibly happen. How many times have we seen it where someone dominates another player Monday to Friday and then it comes to Saturday, it's totally different? Devon will think this is a great chance for him to get success tonight, but he's going to need to lift it to his A-grade level now, knowing what Noa-Lynn has done, because there's no doubt in my mind she's been the best player of the night so far, but that's only 50% of the play.
And in the second semi-final, total opposite, we've got two players going in off the back of defeat. So who is going to be in the best position going into that one?
Definitely STOWE BUNTZ, because of the way he's been thinking about things this week. He's looked really relaxed. If Paul Hogan is now relaxed because the group stages are all over and it's now knockout darts, fair enough. But at this stage, I'd have to go with BUNTZ, just purely on the way he's approached this week. I think Paul's been through an awful lot, and I really, really hope he's got enough left.
Right, we'll hear more from you with Trina Gulliver in the commentary box, but it is time to get the semi-finals underway.
And because of that brilliant tops, Noa-Lynn van Leuven. But it's the only one he needs!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Modus Live Lounge here in Portsmouth, where we play our first semi-final of the evening. First of all, please welcome to the stage, it's the Duchess, Noa-Lynn van Leuven!
I am number one, not number two. If I'm not the one, I'm uncomfortable.
Ladies and gentlemen, our second semi-finalist, please put your hands together and welcome to the stage. It's the African warrior, Devon Petersen!
Well, plenty of battles between these two players this week. They've been in action for all 5 days in qualifying for finals night. Noa-Lynn won their first 3 meetings, all of those in Group A, but Group B belonged to Devon Petersen when it comes to their head-to-head. Finally getting a victory over her on Thursday, and then that stunning whitewash win last night. And they're both in the semi-finals off the back of 4-0 wins in their last game. Noa-Lynn doing it to STOWE BUNTZ. Petersen getting the win he needed against Thomas Lovely to set up this semi-final showdown, which will be described by Trina and Paul.
Let's just get this underway. What's not to love? These two have been in this place all week long, like you said, Murph. And they've had some battles. And he eloquently put as well that Group A belonged to Noa. Group B belonged to Devon. But
Ladies and gentlemen, the very best of order, please. It's Noa-Lynn to throw first. Game on.
It all comes down to one game. What's happened in the previous 5 was all part of the journey. But this is all about the final stop.
59.
Only one of them can get there.
Well, going on
100.
Devon's last performance there, 4-0. He'll be on a high from that. And Noah's just playing really well in her previous game. So
100.
this is going to be a tight one, I think.
I agree. But is Devon Petersen finding his right form at just the right time? Noa-Lynn definitely knows that Petersen is gunning for this.
85.
Well, he's certainly starting off well.
If he turns up with maximums in this game, Noa-Lynn is going to have to go toe-to-toe with him.
He's taking his time.
54.
He was making sure he was doing the right thing. And it took him a little bit of time to realise what he had to do there. We've got two players in this semi-final who have not made a weekly final before. They're both in new territory. And maybe there, Devon caught himself in two minds.
Well, you know, he can take his time, so it's always better to be sure. Hits a great shot there to leave himself 36. No run, no out shot. Needs to pressure it, but can't do it.
36.
What a start this could be. 9-9.
Game shown the first
The
leg.
African warrior
Petersen
takes first blood.
Second leg, Devon to throw first. Game on.
And against the throw.
That advantage of throw that Noa-Lynn got from Group 1, it is an advantage that can be used, in my opinion, at its height in leg 1 and leg 7 if you need it. Everything in between, you're just in the game trying to hold or break anywhere. The first leg, you can get out of the traps and set the tone. But having the darts in the last leg is purely about
49.
the fact that you are better off having the start when it gets really, really tight at 3-3.
95.
So far, not so good for Noa-Lynn. This is not the start that we've seen in the previous two games from tonight.
No.
And this is something that Devon has to take advantage of.
60.
Yes, absolutely. It's not. No, it's not hitting that treble 20 like she was earlier. Just go into
90.
the fives. It's in the right area, but it's just they're just wandering off track.
We have had ladies in semi-finals and finals
95.
before, and Bo Greaves, of course, has won a week. She is still the only person ever in the Modus Super Series to have a week where she has not lost a match.
That's some record, that. That is impressive. So impressive.
It really is. And the fact that it still hasn't
60.
been done by anybody
Rolling
else,
your car 116.
it classifies just how special it was.
54.
If Devon finds a 137 here, that 62 is going to shrink, and not in a good way.
60.
My word, he's
Rolling
been
your car
stubborn on that
62.
treble 20 area so far this week, but it's double 16 for Noah.
46. Devon your car 117.
So can he take this chance to go two legs up?
And this is for 6 in a row. Wrong treble. This double 8 is just to get settled in this semi-final.
54. Rolling your car
But it's also
16.
to get the advantage of throw back.
Game shot on the second leg. Noa-Lynn van Leuven.
Second time in a semi-final in 2 attempts.
Third
That
leg,
in
Noa-Lynn to throw
itself
first. Game on.
is a great achievement, because there are plenty of players who have been here loads of times who haven't even made a Saturday.
Me included.
140.
Me too.
100.
I think these fans are really eager to see who is going to be lifting the trophy at the end of the night. Because no matter who it is,
140.
it's a story. If it's Noa-Lynn van Leuven, huge story. Devon Petersen, huge story.
60.
STOWE BUNTZ, huge story. Paul Hogan, for a second weekly win after everything he's been
105.
through. What a journey. These are the semi-finals we dream of.
121.
It's definitely been a great week for darts. Just going into that treble
80.
5.
After a bad couple of first darts at the start of that visit, that has turned out really well.
140.
It has, and she needs double 18 to go 2-1 up. Double 9 now.
27. WK 80.
Well, welcome back to the roller coaster of the Modus Super Series, everybody. Double top for Devon for 3 breaks in this semi.
60. Nolan UK 9.
And everybody heard that. He knew that was missing as soon as he threw it. Double 2.
Was there something in the crowd there?
7.
Maybe there was.
WK 20.
And you can't leave Devon on 20. Not this week. Or maybe you can.
Getting shot on the third.
Maybe you can't.
Petersen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with respect to all players, they played all week down here. They've played great. Tonight's the finals night. With respect, can you give them the order that they deserve while not calling out while they're actually on the hockey throwing the darts? That would be very much appreciated. Thank you. 4-5 Devon to throw first. Game on.
Clearly there was an issue there.
You don't want to mess with Paul Hinks.
Terrible bounce
80.
out there.
The atmosphere in this place has changed.
96.
It's gone quiet all of a sudden.
It really has. Every dart that Devon is throwing has got real vigour now.
It's aggression in it.
They're playing this game so differently.
96.
Noa-Lynn caresses the dart through the air with a smooth throw. Devon puts everything into it, including his left big toe.
41.
It comes off the ground and everything in his body launches at the throw.
There's that treble 5 again. Just keep sneaking into.
Can't be ignored that the output is 20 points down on what we've seen already tonight.
140.
Devon's been up and down, but predominantly up most of the evening.
135.
There's another treble 5.
17.
Treble 19. We've seen some big shots this week. We've seen a 161, which is the biggest of the week
57.
from Nick Crowell.
Nolan UK 149.
This will be bigger than that because of the moment.
97.
This is not easy for Devon with the way his darts sit in the board. That makes it easier. He's got it. And a 3-1 lead for Petersen. Puts Noa-Lynn
to throw first. Game on
the edge here in this first semi-final.
Look at the concentration on his face there.
108.
What a great 180. Great start to the leg there for Noah. She knows she can't afford to make any more mistakes.
It's definitely time to dig deep.
60.
But you're digging deep against the person who was maybe dug deeper than anybody else
97.
here this week. I guarantee you this, that Petersen has visualized this.
140.
That's how he operates. He wakes up, he thinks about the future, and he says to himself,
140.
what position do I want to be in today? How do I get there? And through the course of the day, he puts the plan together.
42.
Well, I know it's having something to say in this leg. The treble 20, double 12. Go 3-2.
60.
Can't manage it. Devon way back on 259, so she has time.
What he's got to do right now,
80.
or what he was trying to do,
24.
was tell Noah, you must hit this.
No score.
She hasn't. She wanted to, but she didn't need to. And that came down to Devon's miss at the bullseye.
140.
Now, she must hit it.
Game shot on the fifth
Dart
leg.
players do that. When they need to hit, they're more likely to hit.
She made sure of
Six
that
leg Devon
this
is moved
time.
first. Game on.
Devon starts though now. So it needs to be a really good leg for Noa-Lynn to take this to 3-3.
60.
Just to get everybody ready for tonight's final, albeit a little bit in advance. It's almost a guarantee that tonight's final will be 4-3. Because for the last 6 weeks, it has been a last leg decider. Every single week
100.
in this series has gone 4-3. The double trouble final. Robert Thornton won the last leg shootout.
96.
And then before that, the end of Series 8, that was won by 4-3. I wonder if this semi-final is going to follow suit. If Devon wins this game, their head-to-head record for the week will be 3-3. But only one of them can make the final. We are none the wiser.
Well, that was a great 180 there from Noa-Lynn.
140.
And a great 140 from Devon as well. So can this go? Not this time.
He's hit big 141s in his career.
141.
This would be up there. If I were Noa-Lynn van Leuven right now,
65.
I'd go for a single 13. Gets the treble though, and it's 2. At the double, she has missed and hit in the previous leg. This time it's a hit. And we go the distance. Of course we do. It's week number 5.
7th and final leg, Noa-Lynn to throw first.
And this is going to be the last leg that these players play against each other this week. Who wins it?
Game on.
Well, this is where her having the darts can make the massive difference in this game.
I was convinced, Trina, that Noa-Lynn's best opportunity of winning that leg was a single 13, a 10 and a tops. But the way she was able to just get rid of it in 2 in that moment, it speaks volumes.
100.
Now having the darts in leg 7 is a big thing.
Absolutely. But can she make the most of
45.
it? And she's not at the moment. That's the thing. Started off with a 60 and then followed up with a 45. Not ideal.
60.
1 treble from 12 darts in this leg. There are nerves on the stage. Of course there are.
96.
This is a big leg. Two people on the stage who have
100.
minimal support in the audience compared to the other two in semi-final number 2.
60.
Forceful, but not in the 60. Advantage Petersen. But now it's his turn to find treble 5s.
47.
Just about to say the same. So heavy score here from Noah.
100.
Should have been hoping for more there.
We've not had 1-2 treble visit in this leg. Now we do.
40.
And it could make all the difference. Devon now knows
30.
that the final
54.
could be his. To be in a final for the first time.
Getting shot on the mark, Devon Petersen.
Devon Petersen breaks in the last leg and puts Noa-Lynn van Leuven out at the semi-finals for the second time. Disappointment, obviously, but the man who won his group game number 2 by 4-0, he has a very different style of game in that one right there, and he is going to be in the final tonight in week 5 against either STOWE BUNTZ or Paul Hogan.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we do now have our first finalist on this Saturday night, and it is Devon Petersen, who's had this incredible week. He and Noa-Lynn van Leuven have been through all sorts of tungsten turmoil over the last 6 days, and again in that match, Petersen leading it 3-1, Van Leuven coming back to 3-3 before Petersen finally crossed the line to tie up their head-to-head for the week, and he will take on the winner of the second semi-final, a match between Paul Hogan and STOWE BUNTZ. Hogan, a winner, of course, in the previous series, and STOWE BUNTZ hoping to win the big prize on his debut here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, UK that is. He lives in Portsmouth in the US, hoping to make it a home from home tonight, and the second semi-final is about to get underway.
Paul Hogan.
Paul Hogan is just too good on this occasion. And Buntz wins the first game of the night. The Neon Nightmare.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Modus Live Lounge here in Portsmouth for our second semi-final of the evening. First of all, please welcome to the stage, it's Crocodile Dundee, Paul Hogan!
I am number one, not number two. If I'm not the one, I'm uncomfortable.
And ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome our second player to the stage. It's STOWE BUNTZ, the Neon Nightmare!
So in tonight's final, are we going to have a couple of players from different continents, or a bloke who lives about half an hour away from the Live Lounge here in Portsmouth? Paul Hogan looking to return to the final, having made it there and won in Series 8. In Series 9, he's bidding for another trip to Champions Week. The Neon Nightmare, you can see why it's called that. The colourful STOWE BUNTZ looking to do that on his debut, but can he get the win tonight? Talking you through semi-final number 2, it is back to Trina Gulliver, and I'll say it this time, former Players Champion Paul Nicholson.
Oh, you're too kind this time, Murph. But that question that you posed about whether we'll have 2 finalists from 2 different continents or someone from half an hour away, that's something that's been levelled at Paul Hogan for years. Actually, since 1995.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The best of order, please. First leg, Paul to through first. Game on.
Because every time he's been to Lakeside, which is plenty of times, he's about 30 minutes away from there as well. And he started this semi-final pretty well. Here we go, Trina. This one's going to get really good, really quick.
Well, he stamped his authority there.
100.
Meaning business.
After Thursday night, he finished around 1 o'clock in the
72.
morning. He went to work on Friday at 5:30. Maybe Hogan is just a workhorse.
Wow. He said it was going to be a good game. That's a great start.
If my eyes don't deceive me, these darts
81.
that Buntz is using, they look a little different to me. Has he figured something out? Or has my eyesight finally gone? But Buntz's eyesight is pinpoint right now. He said on Wednesday afternoon that when it came to Saturday night, he will switch on. He's switching on.
Game shot on the first leg. STOWE BUNTZ.
That first leg tells you everything you need to know. Hogan started it with a max. Didn't get a dart at a double. He looks in shock. I have a sneaky suspicion this is the real STOWE BUNTZ that we've been waiting for all week. And this is the kind of match
125
that wrestling fans could dream of, because it's Hogan versus a real American.
134.
Well, it's certainly turning out to be a very high-scoring game so far.
41.
Oh, I spoke too soon.
if this was a boxing match, Stowe has landed a massive punch in the first round. Hogan might be feeling dizzy. He's got to bounce off the ropes and land some blows of his own.
60.
It's not enough from Hoagie there.
Look at this follow through from Buntz. Such a beautiful
98.
thing. Technically, when he gets into position, it's a throw that is all his own. But that follow through, it is one of the best
90.
I've ever seen.
Sonoka 86.
So treble 18.
He has the
54.
luxury of coming back. She doesn't look nervous.
Well, Hoagie looking to put real pressure on this shot.
135. Sonoka 32.
So 32 now. Stowe. Can he sneak his third dart in?
Game
He
shot on the
does.
second leg. STOWE BUNTZ. Third leg Paul through first. Game on.
I was looking up the meaning of the name Stowe earlier in the week. And the meaning of the name Buntz as well. Buntz has actually got a Germanic feel to it.
140.
But it's apparently originally from south of France. As for Stowe, it means holy place.
123.
If he wins tonight, he's going to think that this former church is his holy place. So far,
100.
so very good. This is a lead he can protect. And Hogan, over the last couple of nights,
100.
He's had leads that he couldn't.
But he's still fighting. Can you feel it?
125.
Hogan actually has some breathing space
58.
here.
Paul Car 136.
He'll take a ton and run. Perfect.
100.
Really, really good. It's amazing how many times he looks at the score sheet. You know you're on 136. You know you've hit a ton to leave 36, but you still look at the score sheet.
40.
You just have to make sure.
Paul Car 36.
Well, that's a bad dart.
18.
And if anything, if he was going to miss 36 points there, he wanted to get 0, not 18.
Yeah, double 9, not the best double to go
100.
for on the board.
Paul Car 18.
Right-handers despise it. That's why he's splitting it. Really good.
Paul Hogan.
And boy, did he need that. The last thing he needed was to go 3-0 down.
Full leg
Buntz
soda through
was
first,
sitting on
game on.
80. Is there any point in ladies getting their nails done when they come here? Because they're just going to be biting them anyway.
Well, I don't know whether that was red nails or whether it was blood from biting them, actually.
66.
Stowe averaging nearly 100. Hogan about 12 points behind. He's going to have to raise his level, you feel.
43.
See, look, it's blood.
Oh, it is Halloween month after all.
60.
And there's going to be a rush on those STOWE BUNTZ dart shirts, whatever one you like. He wears a different one every day. He may have more dart shirts than Peter Jakes, and that's saying something.
41.
After the 140 start in this leg, things have changed. He's only scored 84 with the next 6.
60.
But what he's doing there is he's showing Buntz how frustrated he is. And that is something that Buntz can feed off.
It's not always a good
100.
idea to show your emotions. Like you say, it feeds the other player.
If you're going to do it behind them when they can't see you.
Yes.
48.
He's been smiling from ear to ear all week. But there's maybe
73.
one visit in this leg he's proud of. The rest of it has been a little bit sketchy.
Bit hit and miss.
140.
That's an important treble there for Hogan.
It's either game on or game over situation, this, potentially. What kind of referee do we have tonight? Oh, that's right. It's Mr. 127.
56. Paul Lucar 127.
Treble 19 needed. Now the bull. Oh, it's huge! And Paul Hogan has just equalised with a signature 127.
Fifth leg, Paul to through first. Game on.
He was pleased with that. Punch in the air.
Even at 61 years of age,
85.
there is still a lot of fire in that belly. You've got to admire it.
Oh, what a great shot. Puts the pressure on straight away. Lets him know he's coming for him.
60.
What comes next? Not another treble.
96.
Maybe we're not going to get that perfect leg on this Saturday night, but we can still dream. The first semi-final went 4-3.
60.
And look at the frustration from Hogan. He knows that he's let his throw slip really quickly, and it's almost been forgotten, Trina, that Paul Hogan won his group tonight.
140.
He won his group with 2 points and
strange.
+1 in leg difference. That very rarely happens.
60. So
But this is the week of rarities.
$32.
That's okay.
So
But
Hogan needs a max here.
Do you remember what he did in the lead up to that 127? He had a 140. He gave himself the chance at it with a good
100.
pre-score.
56.
Is that good enough to pressure this of Buntz?
Game
Not
shot
this
of the
time.
flag. STOWE BUNTZ.
And Buntz will now throw to make the final. He didn't come
Six
all
legs
this
throw to
way
through
for
first.
nothing.
Game on.
He came here for everything.
$45.
Not the best start there for Buntz. Can Paul punish that score?
135.
He does.
You know how in some games you see a player averaging 92 and you think that's a good 92? This for Buntz
140.
feels like a bad 92. And I mean that in the most positive way because it could be so much better. Oh, now what's happening? Hogan's got 2 maxes. Buntz has got 1. And it will remain the case.
Nice catch.
140.
He plonks that one in over the top.
And for his next trick.
Looks easy.
That is something that you really shouldn't do unless you're a trained professional.
40.
Otherwise it might sting a bit. $140?
100.
Not quite.
Paul Lucar 146.
It's go time, Paul. He may have had some fortunate and unfortunate moments
90.
over the last couple of
Sullivan,
days.
76.
But now he needs more fortune. Will Buntz make the final? Tops.
56. Paul Lucan,
And because
56.
of that miss, he might not. Now Mrs. Neon Nightmare doesn't look as happy. Double 18 for Hogan. Brilliant deflection.
Six leg. Paul Hogan.
One leg shootout.
Seventh
Yet
final
again.
leg, Paul to through first. Game on.
You come across the Atlantic. You fly for nearly 30 hours. And it all comes down to one leg of 5:01.
Thank you.
They are the risks that these people take. As for Hogan,
100.
he wants to be the person to send Stowe home.
$100.
We have got the Group A winner from the first 3 days up against the person that just survived that ridiculous
100.
group last night by the finest of margins.
$81.
They're just following each other in this last leg. What will be the most important score?
It wasn't a
81.
great dart there from Paul. Needs a treble.
He really does.
100.
Finds it with his last dart. Moves slightly to his left.
Hogan can't shake him off yet. But if he hits a max,
125.
even with a 2 treble visit, it is a guaranteed look to get into the final against Petersen. Had to go bull and
85.
gets it.
Paul Lucan, 95.
Double 19. He's had 2 darts to make another final. This is not an easy finish. But it's possible. He needs a treble. Which one does he want?
Went for the 15s.
83. Paul Lucan, 19.
It's a 19 then.
That's a really good dart. Those singles are not easy in moments like this.
Double 8.
Game
He gets it.
Paul Hogan.
STOWE BUNTZ will not play in the final this week. The most dramatic game we've had this week has involved Devon, Petersen and Paul Hogan. And they're going to go one more round to see who gets the title in week number 5. He might be getting a bit of divine intervention. Paul Hogan, by hook or by crook, and by that 4-3 scoreline, has made the final to take on the African Warrior for this week's title.
Welcome back. Well, just one more match to go then to determine who will be the winner of Week 5. Here's what's happened so far. Trina Gulliver is alongside me, and it's been a week where we've been biting nails, cliffhangers all over the place, and we've got 2 semi-finals that were really in keeping with the drama that we've had all week.
The great finals. They've been so close, and they've just great darts. Finger biting.
Yeah, it really has been. And Devon Petersen's one against Noa-Lynn van Leuven just kind of swung one way, then the other didn't. The momentum shifts of both of those players were really noticeable, but Devon just managing to cross the line in the end.
Yeah, Devon being 3-1 up, I believe, and Noah bringing it back to 3-3. And it's just him getting over the line. He was so determined. The determination in his throw was there, and it was clear to see.
Look, you've done it on the biggest stage more than most people. Maybe only Phil Taylor's done the World Championship winning double more. But how hard is it in that moment when you think, right, I've only got one chance maybe to take this shot out? How difficult is it to compose yourself and make sure the arm's not shaking and going all over the place?
Yeah, well, you're hoping it's not. And, it's great for the nerves to be there, but you've got to get the nerves to work for you rather than against you. It's easier said than done sometimes. But it's, you just take your time, concentrate and do the best you can, but it's immense pressure, and it doesn't always go to plan.
And particularly for somebody like Devon Petersen, who just 2 or 3 years ago was right at the top of the PDC pile, playing really good darts, and then had this dramatic slide. What would it mean for him to be playing in the final tonight?
Well, he's growing again, isn't he? He's had to start again from bottom. And he's improving, and he can see himself growing, and he's gaining in confidence every time. So it's good for him.
Into the other semi-final, if there was a moment that turned the match, had to be that 1-2-7. Speaking of, bottle, what about that from Paul Hogan?
That was real bottle, and an absolute crucial shot out, and takes iron up the bullseye and hits it. Great shot.
Yeah, sweet, wasn't it? And we've seen quite a few times tonight his wife, Angela, in the audience. I'm surprised she's got any fingernails left.
I don't think she has. I don't think it's fingernails. I think it's blood.
Yeah, and also, people have said it in the past, it must be harder to be sat there watching than it is actually for the person playing.
It is. It is. Because they can't do anything about it. The only person that can do anything about it is them 2 players up on stage. And, for somebody watching their loved one in the crowd, it's very nerve-wracking.
Yeah, absolutely. Nail-biting stuff here at the Super Series so far this week. But we're just going to break away from tonight for a moment and remind you who is going to be in the field next week. John Lowe dart likes doing the Luke Humphreys finish.
Ashley Coleman.
And those 3 words are, you are mine.
And that is reeled.
Probably a bad time to make that point, wasn't it?
Clever match darts. Owens with 20 for tops of the match. So eventually got the line. He does it in style.
She's there as well after a dozen. See something supersized here. If Large can bed the ball. Oh, what a shot that is.
The bullseye to add the 161 to his ever-growing collection of big finishes.
Well, week 5 will take some following, but week 6 could indeed do that. Here is the lineup in full for next week. We've got a couple of players there, Trina, in Colin Osborne and Tom Sykes, who've actually not only been to finals and won weeks before, but been to the grand final at Champions Week. Does that experience help, or is it something that can weigh heavy?
No, I think it can help. All it can do is help. It's just taking in all that experience and building on things, and I'm sure that will be helpful.
And we've seen tonight with Ricky King, he's from Dorset, not too far away, but Charlie Large in the field next week. He is from Portsmouth, so really could fill this place if he makes it through, and that's another help, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. The crowd's been great here tonight, and and the support that he'll get next week if he makes the final. He's got his work to do, obviously, but if he makes the finals, then I'm sure he'll get a lot of support locally.
Certainly will. We've still got work to do this week. One more match to play. The final is going to take place in just a few minutes' time. Very different characters. I'm sure you know Paul Hogan quite well.
Yeah.
He seems to be, correct me if I'm wrong, but he seems to be quite quiet, unassuming, just gets on with his job.
He is very, very quiet and gets on with his things. But you can see the frustration creeping into his game. He's quite animated when it comes to showing his emotions on stage, and that's not always a good thing to do that in front of your player that you're playing, because it can give them confidence. It shows that you're rattled, and it can give off positive signs for your opponent.
And Devon Petersen, quite the opposite, a larger-than-life type of personality.
Yeah.
So two contrasting players, but they've been part of the story, the fabric of this week. Just last night, at the end of the night, they're both playing in a match where Petersen needed to win, Hogan needed a leg, all of that drama that unfolded. So it's
And they're here again.
Yeah, it's kind of poetic, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the final. It feels like the right final.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure that last night will be in their minds as well. So it'll be an interesting final.
Have you got a thought, based on what you've seen tonight, on who you think will win?
Well, it's an hard one, really, but it's the fight that Hogan's given all week, really. It could just be his night.
Yeah, maybe that bit of tenacity. Right, I'll let you go and join Paul Nicholson to talk us through the action. The final is about to take place.
Devon Petersen breaks in the last leg.
He gets it.
STOWE BUNTZ.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Modus Live Lounge here in Portsmouth for tonight's final. First of all, will you please applaud when he comes to the stage? It's the African warrior, Devon Petersen! Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome our other finalists tonight. It's Crocodile Dundee, Paul Hogan!
Well, these two players have been involved in every bit of the battle this week. It's been a memorable week at the Modus Super Series, whatever happens. Last night, well, the climax was incredible, and it was these two players that were involved in it. Paul Hogan got the leg he needed. Earlier tonight, he got the 2 legs he needed. Now, he needs 4 if he's going to take the title. No more permutations, no more working things out in terms of who needs how many legs. It is just a straight race to 4 in the final to see who will be the champion on week 5 of Series 9. Will it be Hogan for the second time in as many series, or can Devon Petersen make a little bit of a statement and culminate in what seems like it has been a bit of a comeback week with a victory at the Live Lounge? For one more time this evening, I will hand you over to our commentary team of Trina Gulliver and Paul Nicholson.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Devon is through first. Game on.
It just had to be this fixture, didn't it? It just had to be. At 1 o'clock this morning, these guys were towing the Oki
100
to try and make it here. If you'd have said to any of us in the building at that point that this was going to be the final, we
60.
would have looked around and said, "Are you sure?" Now we're sure. But I think it's really good, Trina, that all of the
81.
permutations are gone. And that this is just a straight shootout to see who gets either their first weekly title or,
60.
in the case of Hogan, his second in a row.
Like you said, what a strange way of it all coming to fruition. And
140.
It's certainly going to make a good, interesting final.
I've already mentioned tonight that the last 6
140.
weeks in finals here, it's gone to the last leg shootout. I would not be surprised to see that happen here. But the last 2 games they've played, they've both been 4-1.
100.
One of them earlier tonight. And that was won by Hogan.
100. Devon 80.
Devon, chance to take first blood. To tops.
40.
Bad deflection there from his second dart in the board. Couldn't quite get over the top of that.
That was like trying to get over Beecher's Brook at Aintree, riding an ant.
57. Devon 40.
Now there's nothing in the way. Trusty 10s.
30.
Not so trusty this time.
84.
So can Hoagie take this 84 out? Treble 20, he hits that. Double 12. To break, to take the leg off Devon.
Second leg Paul.
Great start.
First. Game
Look
on.
at Devon in the background. He looks cold. He knows that's a leg that should have been his. You afford your opponent's chances.
60.
You do run the risk of losing like that, especially when you're up against someone so experienced.
123.
We've had South African players under this roof on multiple occasions. Simon Adams has been here a couple of
100.
times.
And what a lovely guy he is as well.
Absolutely. Must be something about South African dart players. They love to give back.
100.
Kendrick Cordon was a great story when he was here. We will get more South African players here very soon.
85.
With great stories to tell. But I assure you, if Petersen wins this final, any South African coming here after this
41.
will be motivated to do the same as him. But it's Hogan who was favourite from this position. All of a sudden,
100.
It feels like he's starting to get comfortable.
Dare you say it?
Is there such a thing as being comfortable in a final?
156.
Yeah, I think there is.
That's not the first time that's happened this week.
156.
He's been the king of the Robin Hood this week. I think he's had about 5 of them. Double 18.
124.
Well short.
Paul Lucar, 76.
So, Paul. Treble 20. He'll stay there. Double 18. He knows how important this leg is.
Game
and takes it.
Leg. Paul Hogan.
Even though it was a holder throw, it was still important.
Third leg Devon to throw
just
first.
give him that cushion of 2.
Really easy to say that the most impressive part of that checkout was him hitting double 18. For me,
91.
The most impressive part was the step off after dart 2, taking the deep breath, exhaling, then hitting.
Knowing the importance of that dart.
That moment where he used all of his experience there, he looked like Cole Palmer on the penalty spot. What do penalty takers do? They step back, they breathe in and out twice. He stuck to his process and he hits and gets success.
60.
But even if Hogan goes 3-0 up, we can't sit here and say that Devon Petersen is done.
60.
Is there any situation he can't get out of this week?
You just can't call it this week. It's been to and fro all the time.
60.
I've tried so many times to predict what's about to happen on nights like this. I'm done with it. It's so unpredictable. .35 scored. Just checking with the referee what he's got left. That is something you're allowed to do.
53.
The referee can tell you what you've scored, what you have remaining, but what they can't tell you is how to get it.
60. Devon, your car 157.
Part 1, good. Part 2, not there.
97.
But the situation is rosy in leg 3.
You pull way back at the moment.
44.
And that's
Devon, your
not,
car 60.
not great, but it's likely that Devon's going to take this 60 out. So tops now.
40.
He's now missed 6 and now 7 darts at a double in this match. His confidence on the outer ring must be a little bit shaken. Conceivably, because he's had so many darts at double,
20.
he could be throwing this dart for 3-0 up.
He's
going to have to settle for 2-1 down and keep fighting.
Fullback Paul is through first.
Looks like Team Buntz has turned into Team Petersen.
Just seem to have a lot of support there.
Must be something to do with the shirts. And there's another one.
79.
Well, have you seen that in the same game within 2 legs?
It's happened this week for Hogan, but it's because he hasn't changed the flight. Now he is changing it. And that's not putting salt in the wound. That's getting a dump truck worth of salt and throwing it in the wound. This is a wise player. If he does it again, he's not going to be called Crocodile Dundee anymore.
100.
He's going to be called Prince of Thieves. Oh boy. If I had a hat on, I'd be holding on to it right now.
Is it going to happen?
100. Devon car 141.
Not this time. But the most important thing is that
55.
Devon's best weapon has turned up at just the right time.
So Hogan really needs to pressure this shot. Not a great dart, or not a great second dart either.
30.
Strange to say this, but Petersen is behind in this final, but has he got Hogan on the ropes?
Well, it looks like Hogan's shoulders have dropped a little bit and showing too much emotion.
70.
That's worked out pretty well there for Devon. Bad first dart, bad second dart, brilliant third.
140. Devon car 16.
But that's a great shot there from Hogan, putting the pressure on this shot, but he takes it.
Petersen.
It's 2-2.
Fifth leg Devon to throw first. Game on.
And it's back on track, back on darts.
But for how long?
100.
This dramatic darting week must end in the next 3 legs.
$60.
And tomorrow, when this place is closed, and that has been handed to the winner, I think the Live Lounge is going to take a very long, deep breath after everything it's been through this week. Hogan knows what it's like to lift that trophy. He did it. Week 6 of the previous series. He went to Champions Week. He didn't make the Saturday night. And maybe because he didn't.
55.
He wants to win this even more so he can put that right.
Yeah, has that made him even hungry?
140
for it.
Crocodiles are fairly hungry creatures.
$100.
Brilliant last start.
161.
Is someone going to make a mistake
60. Devon car 146.
and afford the other person a very gettable chance? Petersen has had darts at double in every leg in this contest.
100. Paul car 101.
Is he going to get any in this leg? Double 18. He isn't this time.
Paul Hogan.
Again, he takes that little step back.
6-leg Paul.
Gives him that extra look at the double 18 before he pins it.
Game on.
If I may say so, as Angela can't move, if Devon Petersen
140
hit a 72 checkout at 1 o'clock this morning, Paul Hogan wouldn't be here.
140.
If Hogan wins this final, Devon will have to take responsibility that he was even in the building tonight.
85.
On doubles, Hogan has been perfect. And because Devon hasn't been, he's
100.
given Hogan the opportunity to be perfect.
And he's taken his chances.
140.
Somebody's got some confidence.
Amazing what a leg can do, isn't it?
I think he needed to leave 121 there.
136.
But it's not in his hands. Paul might have the whole thing in his hands.
128. Devon car 121.
This would be Gordon Banks style of a save. But even Devon can't dig that
38.
deep. And Paul
Paul
Hogan
8.
is now one double away from a second weekly title. He has that second weekly title.
And the winner of the Modus Super
By the
Series,
finest of
Series
margins,
9,
Crocodile
League 5,
Dundee made
Crocodile
Saturday,
Dundee,
and he's
Paul
made the most of
Hogan.
it. It's going to be a second consecutive Champions Week for Hogan, just down the motorway, and he may not believe it. How many lives has he used in the last couple of days? It will be fascinating to get his words at the end of tonight. I don't think he believes what's just happened. He's had some great moments over the last few games, but I assure you, right now, he will not believe this. 92.45 for Petersen. He played well, but he missed chances in the first 4 legs. He only got 2 legs, but Hogan, look at that. 4 out of 6 on the doubles. Close to perfect in a final. And it's such an amazing feeling to win on that stage. And getting his mitts onto that trophy one more time will feel very sweet for Paul Hogan.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic week of darts we've seen. And you've also witnessed some fantastic darts tonight from 6 players that have actually got to the final stages. But unfortunately, there can only be one winner. And the winner of the Modus Super Series, Series 9, Week 5. Please put your hands together. It's the Crocodile Dundee, Paul Hogan!
Well, what a moment for Paul Hogan. Another Paul's alongside me, Paul Nicholson. He's done it again, back-to-back weekly wins and appearances at Champions Week. And you made the point quite aptly in comms, Paul, that he wouldn't even be here if Devon Petersen had have put him away last night.
Sometimes you get a chance to get rid of somebody, and I say this a lot towards the end of Group C's and Group B's especially. When you have a chance to put someone out, you've got to take it because you never know when they'll bite you back. And Hogan has bitten Petersen back tonight. So that, over the last 24 hours, is a lesson to everybody who comes here.
Paul Hogan's on his way up to speak to us, having won again. Before he gets here, let's have a little word about Devon Petersen, because it has been a bold bid, hasn't it? And it's been great to see him playing fantastic darts this week.
Quite a few people we've talked about in the last few months who have made a final, who have just made Saturday, but doing things which are getting you closer to where you want to be. Devon should be very proud of what he's done tonight, and I think when he wakes up in the morning he will understand that he missed his chances, he'll take responsibility, but he is definitely moving in the right direction.
Paul, take a seat. Thanks for joining us. That microphone's yours, trophy in hand as well. You could get used to this, couldn't you? We'll give you a sec to sort out your trophy from your microphone, but yeah, give me that. Right, microphone to your mouth. Tell us how you feel.
Oh, I'm over the moon. To be honest, I played solid on Thursday. Friday, I don't know. I just don't know what happened. I think I tried too hard. Didn't feel right. I could have won first 2 games. I didn't. And to get through tonight, it's all about knockout darts, and I took my chances when I did, and yeah, I'm here again.
Was it really important for you tonight, Paul, to get a leg on the board really quickly against Devon because of that being the return match after 1 o'clock this morning?
Well, yeah, I mean, he won the ball, and I thought, if I can take that first leg, I can relax a little bit because it's my darts legs. But you can't relax. You've just got to play your own darts and try and win as many legs as you can.
Was there one shot tonight that really stands out, that something you remember from tonight?
To be honest, I think it was the 127
127, yeah,
in the
semis.
semi-finals against it was. You know, I don't remember much of the game because you're just in the motion, and to win this tonight again, it's my second time I've won this. I've been here a long time, you know, when we was at Southampton, to get through and win it twice, it's unbelievable.
We were just talking, actually. There was a moment last night where you could have been eliminated. It was Devon Petersen who missed a couple of darts at 6-6. Had one of those got in, you wouldn't have even been here tonight. So with that in mind, just summing up everything you've been through over the last couple of nights, it just makes it all the more special, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it does. I mean, I didn't even know I had to win a leg. I just thought, it was just one of those nights, and I got that double, and then I thought, oh well, I've lost, I'm out. And then they told me I got through by 1 leg, and I thought, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
You're going to have a day off tomorrow, aren't you? Surely, after everything you've just put Angela through.
I'm going to be in bed till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I mean? Oh, it's honestly, I mean, if I'd have had the sponsors and everything when I was young, and I didn't go over to the BDC and everything, I'm old now. I'm 61 years old, and to still try and play quality darts, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, you've just beaten your own record, by the way. You're now our oldest weekly winner again here at the Modus Super Series. But Paul mentioned Angela there. She's been the star of the night, and I think you owe her a new set of fingernails because she's been biting them all evening.
Yeah, because the last time I won, she couldn't make it. My son come down and we won it. I won it, and for the wife to be here, I thought, oh no, it's a bogey. But yeah, I'm really happy.
Who are you going to bring down for your next finals night then?
Probably my daughter, Rachel.
But your family are a big support to you, aren't they?
They are, yeah. You know, I mean, I could have done more in darts, but you know, with the sponsors and everything, even though I was qualifying through all the playoffs, the UK Opens and all this stuff, I even beat Paul. You know,
I knew he was going to mention that. You know, I knew it.
But yeah, I mean, I beat Gary Hansen, Adrian Lewis, you know, back to back. You know, I just enjoy my darts. I go out there, I try my best. You know what I mean? It's.
I don't think he understands just how much respect he's got from the playing crop, because when we look at Paul from now, you know, dating years back, people look at you and give you wholeheartedly the amount of respect that you deserve. Surely you know that.
Yeah, I do. I mean, a lot of people come up to me. I mean, even STOWE BUNTZ, he says, Paul, he says, I haven't been around a lot, but I still remember you watching the lakeside, and I think you're awesome. But I could have lost to him, but I didn't.
Well,
took my chances.
Let's just have a look at this. This is the winners from this series so far. So, Paul, you're now on that list. Andy Hamilton on there as well. Darius Labanauskas, Andreas Harrison have made it through. Paul, it's back-to-back Champions Week. So you're going to have another go at Champions Week in December. What would it mean to you to lift that big one?
It'd be awesome. I mean, it would. You know, what can you say? You know, I mean, to win this tonight and win that, you know, it'd be absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it really would be. And you were just talking about, you know, you could have done more in the game if things had been different. But what you're doing now, everyone wants to be involved in this Modus Super Series, and you've now just won back-to-back weeks in your invites to these series. Is this giving you that extra little motivation? Is this the perfect place for you to play now?
It is giving me, you know, I mean, I'm playing a lot of ADC darts now, and you know, I've won a few, and you know, I've been playing well, but you know, to play in this and come down there, it's something special.
It's been special, hasn't it? Whoever was going to win this week was going to have to do it the hard way. Paul's done that in the end. Look, you've got the unenviable task of trying to sum it all up. How do you reflect on this week?
It took me a while to get to sleep last night because I was thinking about what happened in Group B, and I've seen a lot of what Paul's done in Southampton in our previous studio, and he's been here every series. But this is a fitting end to what has been one of the most dramatic weeks we could ever wish for. And I really do hope that people will learn from this week, because you mentioned Devon could have put Paul away, he didn't. People should learn from that and use that in week 6. If you get a chance to take someone out, take them out then. Don't give them a chance to do what he's just done. That may just be the story of week 5. But him winning another one, well, who's to say? He can't go all the way.
Final word goes to you, Paul. Look, you tried and tried here at the Super Series. You were getting through to finals nights. It wasn't going for you. And then finally broke the duck last time you were here. Is there a lesson here in perseverance?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I mean, every time I come down here, I just try my best. And, you know, if they go for me, they go for I've had a lot of luck all week, and, you know, I've come out champion.
You certainly have. Well, that's a lovely place to end it. Congratulations. We will see you at Champions Week. Paul, I'm sure we'll see you very soon. And we hope to see you continue to watch us here at the Modus Super Series, because the last couple of nights have been an excellent example of how dramatic darts can be. It's been real fun. Hogan goes home happy, but Series 9 continues on Monday morning.
Going to a very high power. It's a perfect power so far. Like father, like son. like father, like son. Double 18. Mason Whitlock hits the 9th darter.
Mason Whitlock.
Here at the Live Lounge.
16, steps back, has a good look. And nails it for a 3-0 win. What a brilliant performance from Fallon Sherritt.
John Lowe dart. Flights doing the Luke Humphries finish.
Ashley Coleman.
The Highlander hits the heights. A 160 finish to break the throw of net. And a double in this contest. He couldn't sweep in again, could he? It was the 150 in the last leg. It's the 135. Can you reel it in? Bullseye. Oh, we finished with style. We finished with panache. Oh, he was so close. So.
I think so. I the one time that I played early in the schedule, I didn't make the semi-finals. The twice that I did,